This is the story of Vaishnavi. She worked as a senior associate at Wipro. For most people, weekdays and weekends hardly felt different. But for Vaishnavi, they belonged to two completely different worlds. Weekdays were filled with office meetings, deadlines, production issues, and endless calls. Weekends, however, belonged to a small house at the end of her street. The house belonged to Lata Shri, Vaishnavi's aunt, her father's own sister. Coincidentally, she was also Vaishnavi's SDM in the same company. Lata Shri's daughter, Lavanya, and their friend Sporty were Vaishnavi's closest companions. The moment Friday evening arrived, plans were never needed. Almost every weekend, the three girls would gather at Lavanya's house. Sometimes they would go out for a movie. Other times, they stayed indoors, watched horror films, and pretended to be fearless. The courage usually lasted only until the movie ended. After that, no one wanted to walk alone to the next room. Even going to the kitchen or the washroom became a group activity. Cooking was another adventure. Sometimes the salt was too much. Sometimes the spice was too much. Sometimes the food tasted terrible. Yet they laughed, teased one another, sat on the floor, and happily finished every bite. They spoke about office life, random incidents, silly jokes, and countless meaningless things that somehow became the best memories. "Let's sleep," Vaishnavi would say. "Just 5 more minutes," Sporty would reply. Those 5 minutes almost always became another hour. Lavanya never admitted it, but she waited for those weekends. Sporty did too, and so did Vaishnavi. She had lost her mother when she was very young. Over the years, she found a mother's affection in her aunt, Lata Shri. That house never felt like someone else's home. It felt like her own. If someone had told Vaishnavi back then that the greatest storm of her life would one day begin from the very place where she felt the safest, she would have smiled and dismissed it. Because sometimes, the deepest wounds are not inflicted by strangers. They come from the people we trust the most. Kanthama. Lata Shri's voice echoed through the house. "How many times should I tell you? Wipe the floor properly. I don't want to see even a speck of dust anywhere." She turned immediately. "Sporty. Vaishnavi. Get Lavanya ready. Make her wear the green sari. It's Thursday. Green is auspicious. She should look her best today." Before either of them could answer, she called out again. "Kanthama, are the snacks ready? And clean the front veranda once more. If they're coming to see my daughter, everything should be perfect." The entire house moved according to her voice. She walked from one room to another, unable to stand still even for a moment. Krishna Prasad watched her quietly before walking closer. "Sister." She turned. "You've been running around since morning. Please sit for a while." She gave a helpless smile. "How can I sit peacefully? This is the 27th Alliance, brother." Her eyes slowly drifted towards Lavanya. 27. Do you know what that feels like? 27 families came. They looked. They smiled politely. And they left. Every single time. Her voice became weaker. "I don't even know why this family agreed to come. If this marriage gets fixed, I'll give them whatever they ask. I'll write every bit of property I own in Lavanya's name. I don't want anything for myself anymore. I just want to see my daughter settled." Krishna Prasad gently placed a hand on her shoulder. "It will happen. Have faith." Before she could respond, her phone rang. She immediately answered. "Hello." A few seconds passed. The color slowly drained from her face. "What?" "You said they liked her profile. They liked her education. They liked her job. They liked everything." She stood frozen. Their son refused after seeing her photograph? Silence. The person on the other end continued speaking. She wasn't listening anymore. The phone slowly slipped from her hand and fell onto the floor. Nobody moved. Nobody spoke. Then, from the next room, Lavanya and Sporty laughed at something they had been talking about. The sound reached Lata Shri. Something inside her snapped. She walked straight into the room. Before anyone understood what was happening, she struck Lavanya hard across her back. The room fell silent. "You're laughing." Her voice trembled. "You're actually laughing?" Lavanya stared at her mother in shock. Lada Shree's eyes were overflowing with tears. Do you even know what's happening? Girls younger than you are getting married. They're building families. They're living their lives. And you. She struggled to continue. You can't even get one alliance to say yes. Her words became harsher. Do you know how people look at us? Do you know how many insults I've swallowed for you? I don't even have the courage to attend family functions anymore. Then, in a moment of complete helplessness, words escaped that even she didn't mean. Sometimes. I wonder whether it would have been easier if all this had ended long ago. The room froze. Lavanya's eyes widened. Sporthi looked horrified. Vaishnavi stood speechless. Krishna Prasad immediately stepped forward. Sister, what are you saying? Lada Shri covered her face. They rejected this alliance too. Her shoulders trembled. I knew it. I knew this would happen. Then years of buried pain came pouring out. She looked at Krishna Prasad with tear-filled eyes. I pleaded with father so many times. I begged him not to force me into marrying Lavanya's father. He wouldn't listen. They convinced me that everything would be fine. She pointed towards Lavanya. She has inherited every feature of his. He left this world peacefully, and all the suffering landed on my shoulders. Every alliance comes, looks at her, and walks away. She covered her face. I'm exhausted. I don't know how much longer I can keep living like this. Vaishnavi slowly walked towards her. She knelt beside Lada Shri. Without saying a word, she gently held her hands. Auntie. Her voice was calm. This isn't your fight alone. Lada Shri slowly looked up. Vaishnavi smiled reassuringly. You've carried this burden for too many years. Now let me carry it with you. She looked towards Lavanya. She isn't only your daughter. She's my sister too. We'll update her matrimonial profile today. We'll search again. We'll speak to people. And we'll keep trying. She squeezed Lada Shri's hands gently. But promise me one thing. Never speak about losing hope. As long as we stand together, we haven't lost. Lada Shri could no longer hold back. She hugged Vaishnavi tightly and cried like a child. For the first time that day, the house became completely silent. Not because hope had disappeared, but because someone had finally shared the weight she had been carrying alone. It was around 12:30 at night. The house was quiet, but Vaishnavi was still awake, scrolling through profiles on her phone. One after another, she checked details, paused, shortlisted a few, and moved on. Krishna was passing by when he noticed the light in her room. He stepped in. Still awake, he asked. Vaishnavi looked up. Yeah, couldn't sleep. He pulled a chair closer. What are you doing? She gave a small sigh. Yesterday's incident. It's still on my mind. I feel really bad for Aunt. And for Lavanya too. All that struggle, just to get her married. She showed her phone. So I thought I'll at least help. I'm checking profiles for her. Krishna listened quietly. He took a moment before responding. I understand why you're doing this, he said. And I appreciate it. Then he added, a little more seriously, but there's something you should know about your aunt. Vaishnavi looked at him, slightly confused. She's not as helpless as she looks, he said. He paused, choosing his words. I didn't tell you earlier because you and Lavanya are close. I didn't want it to affect your friendship. He leaned back slightly. Before you were born, we used to live in a village near Vijayawada. After her college, your aunt fell in love with someone. He wasn't from our community. She brought the proposal home. My father refused. So she ran away and married him. Vaishnavi stayed silent, listening. That created a big issue in the village, Krishna continued. People talked a lot. My father's reputation took a hit. After a few months, they came back. My father accepted them and allowed them to stay. But her husband, he didn't want to work. He kept saying he wanted to do business, but he needed money for that. They started asking my father for money. He refused. He told him clearly, if you want to work, come to the rice mill. I'll give you a position. But I won't give money or property. Vaishnavi nodded slowly. But your aunt didn't stop. She kept insisting. Emotional pressure, arguments, everything. When nothing worked, she went to court. Vaishnavi looked up surprised. Court. Krishna nodded. She claimed her share legally. And she won. She sold the property and gave all the money to her husband. What happened then? Vaishnavi asked quietly. He ran away, Krishna said simply. With all the money. There was a brief silence. We searched for him. Couldn't find him anywhere. Vaishnavi frowned. That must have been very hard. Krishna gave a small, tired nod. What hurt more was, she didn't accept her mistake. Instead, she blamed my parents. Said it was their fault. My mother couldn't handle all that stress. Her health got worse, and we lost her. Vaishnavi lowered her eyes. After that, my father just wanted things to settle. He started looking for another match for her. She rejected a few, saying she didn't like how they looked. Krishna gave a faint, dry smile. One day, my father got so frustrated, he threatened to end his life if she didn't agree. Vaishnavi looked shocked. She finally agreed, he continued. She married Lavanya's father. He was a good man. He supported our family, helped me complete my education. But she never treated him well. About 10 years ago, he passed away due to a cardiac arrest. Krishna paused for a moment. After everything, I feel like what she's facing now is because of her own decisions. He looked at Vaishnavi. I'm not saying don't help her. Help if you want. But be careful. She tends to be nice as long as she needs something. After that, she changes. Vaishnavi sat quietly for a few seconds. I didn't know any of this, she said. Then she added, softly but clearly still. I feel bad for Lavanya. I'm doing this for her. Krishna nodded. Just keep your limits, he said. Vaishnavi locked her phone and set it aside. The conversation ended there, but both of them knew it had changed something. Vaishnavi walked into the office like any other day, settling into her chair and opening her laptop. A shadow fell across her desk. She looked up. Ajit Goswami stood there, his expression unusually stern, eyes fixed on her. Vaishnavi, open your mail. Her fingers paused midair. That tone, that look, something was wrong. A flicker of anxiety crossed her mind. Did something escalate? A client issue? She quickly opened her inbox and clicked on the latest email. For a second, she didn't react. Then she read it again. Promotion, team leader. Her breath caught. Her eyes welled up before she could stop them. Ajit's serious face slowly broke into a smile. Congratulations, team leader. She let out a small laugh, wiping her tears. Ajay, you really scared me. I'm sorry, he said lightly. Maybe I shouldn't deliver good news like a warning. Then, more sincerely, I'm genuinely happy with your work. You've secured an excellent score in the IJP. In 30 days, this becomes official. The team around her erupted into congratulations. Smiles, claps, a few pats on the back. For Vaishnavi, it was more than a moment. It was the result of months of quiet effort, discipline, and patience. Ajit raised his hand, calming the room. All right, enough celebration. Learn from her. Hard work shows. Then he turned to Vaishnavi again, his tone shifting, firm, professional. From today, start thinking like a leader. Begin a performance audit of the last 6 months. I want the report in 1 hour. The weight of responsibility settled in instantly. Okay, sir, she nodded. Within minutes, Vaishnavi was deep into data. The audit was for another team led by Samir, who, interestingly, was also on the promotion list for manager. As she reviewed the records, a pattern began to emerge. One name stood out, Vishal. Repeated errors. Inconsistent performance. Yet, best performer of the month again and again. Then there was Devansh. Clean work. Strong delivery. Yet his minor mistakes were highlighted, escalated, even marked initiated performance improvement plan. Vaishnavi leaned back, frowning. Something wasn't right. She walked over to Samir. Can you explain this? She asked, pointing at the report. Samir glanced at it, then shrugged slightly. It's based on overall performance. Vaishnavi didn't respond immediately. She just held his gaze. Before the silence could stretch further, Ajit stepped in. Let me explain. Samir stiffened. Ajit's voice was calm, but sharp enough to cut through the room. Vishal is his brother. A ripple of silence spread. That's why his errors were ignored. And Devansh? A brief pause. Personal rivalry. Samir looked down, unable to respond. Ajit turned to Vaishnavi, a hint of approval in his eyes. Good work. You didn't just analyze data, you questioned it. Then he faced Samir again. Mr. Samir, you'll receive an email in the next 20 minutes. No raised voice. No drama. Just finality. Vaishnavi stood there, absorbing it all. An hour ago, she was just another employee. Now, she understood what leadership actually meant. Not authority, accountability. That evening, like every other working day, everyone left the office and headed toward their respective homes. Siddhartha and Vaishnavi too started on the same route as they usually did. At a traffic signal, both of them stopped beside each other as the red light glowed. A little girl in a government school uniform walked between the vehicles, carrying a few worn-out books in her hands. She stretched her hand toward people, asking for money for her education. Most ignored her. Some waved her away. Finally, she came near Siddhartha's bike. The girl kept speaking, but Siddhartha was not listening to her words. His eyes wandered in a way they should not have. Before she could move away, the signal turned green. Vehicles slowly began leaving the junction. Everyone moved ahead, except Siddhartha. He quietly followed the girl as she entered a narrow lane nearby. Hey, he called out. The girl stopped and turned back cautiously. Which class are you studying in? 6th class, she replied softly. Which school? Nearby government school. He nodded slowly and stepped closer. What is your age? I don't know. That's all right, he said. I can figure it out. As he moved toward her, a sharp slap suddenly echoed through the lane. Siddhartha staggered in shock. Vaishnavi stood there, breathing heavily, her eyes burning with anger. You pervert, she said. What were you trying to do? Siddhartha remained silent. I saw the way you were looking at her at the signal. I even saw you following her. Without waiting for an explanation, Vaishnavi picked up a stick lying nearby and started hitting him. Startled by the commotion, people from nearby shops and houses gathered around. The moment they understood what had happened, a few men joined in and slapped Siddhartha repeatedly. One man immediately pulled out his phone. I'm calling the police. No, Vaishnavi said firmly, stopping him. Everyone looked at her. He works with me. Please don't make this bigger. His entire life will get ruined. Her voice had calmed down, but the anger in her eyes had not faded. She gave Siddhartha one final look of disgust, then turned around and walked away with the little girl beside her. Siddhartha remained there silently, surrounded by strangers, humiliation hanging heavier than the evening air. The next day at the office, everything seemed normal. Nobody asked Siddhartha anything about the previous night. Everyone was busy with their own work as if nothing had happened. Siddhartha too behaved normally. He avoided making eye contact with Vaishnavi, and Vaishnavi also did not want to discuss the incident with anyone. Later, during the break, Siddhartha went out to grab a cup of coffee. Samir was already standing there. Hey Siddhartha, how are you? Asked Samir casually. I'm fine. Thank you, Siddhartha replied. For a few moments, they spoke about random office matters. Then Samir looked at the bruises on Siddhartha's face and hands. What happened to these injuries? He asked. Without hesitation, Siddhartha replied, I met with an accident yesterday. I was on my bike and a lorry came from the opposite direction. To avoid it, I turned suddenly and an auto from behind hit me. I fell down. These injuries happened because of that. Samir looked at him silently for a few seconds. It doesn't look like an accident, he said calmly. If someone falls from a bike, usually the elbows, knees, and palms get badly injured first. But these injuries. He paused. They look more like someone assaulted you. Siddhartha immediately tried to cover it up. No, nothing like that. Actually, yesterday I didn't eat food on time. My mother got angry and hit me. Even now she treats me like a child. Hearing that, Samir gave a sarcastic smile. Oh, really? Your mother must be 25. I didn't know mothers call a crowd also to beat their sons for skipping dinner. Siddhartha's face slowly turned tense. There was a brief silence between them. Then Samir stepped closer and said in a lower voice, "I saw everything yesterday." Siddharth looked shocked. "And you're still trying to bluff me?" For a moment, Siddharth had no words. Finally, in a helpless voice, he said, "Please, don't tell anyone about this. I'm requesting you." Samir smiled slightly. "Relax. I'm not interested in exposing you." He took a sip of his coffee and continued, "But tell me one thing. After everything she did yesterday, don't you feel angry?" Siddharth remained silent. "She humiliated you in front of everyone," Samir said. "And honestly, she planned it very well." Siddharth lowered his head without responding. Samir slowly placed his hand on Siddharth's shoulder. "Join hands with me," he said. "We'll destroy her happiness together." The same night, inside the dim lights of the bar, Samir sat leaning back in his chair, swirling the glass in his hand. His face carried frustration more than anger. "Getting promoted as a manager was my dream for years," he said with a bitter smile. "I never imagined someone inferior to my position would question me and block my promotion." Siddhartha quietly listened. "I had to hear a lot from SDM Ladashri," Samir continued. "And she is none other than Vaishnavi's aunt. She scolded me like anything. After all the hard work I did, one small mistake destroyed everything." He paused for a second and looked straight into Siddhartha's eyes. "If Vaishnavi gets promoted in the future, both of us will suffer. Especially you. She has already developed a huge aversion towards you." Siddhartha gave a faint, sarcastic smile. "So, all this is being said with a plan behind it?" he asked. Samir slowly nodded. "Yes, and you are going to play a crucial role in it." Siddhartha frowned. "You got any plan?" "Yes. You must gain her trust. Become her friend." The moment Siddhartha heard that, he let out a helpless laugh. "I'm very sorry to say this," he said calmly, "but I thought you were smart. That is the most foolish idea I have ever heard." Samir's expression hardened immediately. "Don't talk too much. First, listen carefully. And don't forget, your secret is still with me." Siddhartha stayed silent. In her opinion, Siddhartha replied politely, "I am a child molester." "How exactly do you expect me to gain her trust?" Samir leaned forward slightly. "Don't worry. I have a plan for everything. Just do as I say." A few days later, after office hours, Vaishnavi was returning home. As traffic slowly moved through the evening roads, her eyes suddenly noticed a familiar girl. The same girl. The one wearing a private school uniform. The same girl because of whom she slapped Siddhartha publicly. Vaishnavi immediately stopped her scooter and walked towards her angrily. "Why are you begging for money like this?" she asked harshly. "Don't you have shame? Wearing a school uniform and fooling everyone." The girl looked confused. "You saw what happened that day," Vaishnavi continued. "Good that I came on time." Otherwise, suddenly the girl interrupted her abruptly. "Sister, I really don't know what is wrong with you." Vaishnavi went silent. "The other day also, you behaved very weird. You should not have beaten him like that." Vaishnavi's expression slowly changed. "He is like my own brother," the girl said emotionally. "We know each other for the past 2 years. Sometimes he jokes with me, sometimes he buys me food every week." Vaishnavi stood frozen. "That day also, he recognized me and came to talk to me. He even told me to stop begging. He said he would help me join a residential school." The girl smiled innocently. "And he really joined me there." Vaishnavi's eyes widened slightly. "That day, I was in shock after you slapped him. I didn't know what to say. I couldn't explain anything." Every single word hit Vaishnavi heavily. For the first time, guilt slowly entered her heart. She realized she had judged Siddhartha without even listening to him. The very next day, Vaishnavi decided she would apologize to Siddhartha. But the moment she entered the office, something felt strange. Everyone were whispering among themselves. "He's actually a nice guy. Who would do something like this? Maybe love failure. Maybe debts." Vaishnavi felt uneasy. She immediately walked towards her best friend and colleague, Divya. "What happened?" Divya slowly moved closer and whispered softly, "Siddhartha consumed sleeping pills last night." Vaishnavi's heart skipped instantly. "He's safe now. They admitted him in National Hospital." Without wasting another second, Vaishnavi rushed towards the hospital. Inside the hospital corridor, the atmosphere felt painfully silent. Vaishnavi hurried towards the doctor. "How is he?" The doctor adjusted his glasses and replied calmly, "He's out of danger, but he is still unconscious." Vaishnavi finally let out a breath of relief. Near Siddhartha's bed, Samir was standing quietly. The machines beside Siddhartha kept making soft beeping sounds. Samir turned towards her. "Oh, hi Vaishnavi. Glad you came." He took out a folded letter from his pocket. "Actually, Siddhartha thought you might not come, so he asked me to hand this over to you." Vaishnavi slowly took the letter. "Did you read it?" she asked casually. Samir shook his head. "No. Why would I read someone else's letter?" Vaishnavi nodded softly. "I'm sorry." I asked casually. "That's all right," Samir replied before quietly walking away. Now only the unconscious Siddhartha and Vaishnavi remained in the room. With trembling fingers, she slowly unfolded the letter. "Dear Vaishnavi, you misunderstood me. I never had any wrong intention towards her. She is like my own sister. Ever since that incident happened, I have been burning in the hell of humiliation. And the most painful part is, it came from the person whom I admired silently. That humiliation became unbearable for me. So I am leaving this world. Goodbye. And if possible, please take care of my sister. Siddhartha." The moment she finished reading, tears slowly rolled down Vaishnavi's cheeks. Her hands trembled. "I did a huge mistake," she whispered painfully. And for the first time, the image she had created about Siddhartha inside her heart completely shattered. She waited beside his bed until Siddhartha slowly regained consciousness. "How do you feel now?" she asked softly. He gave a slight nod. "I'm okay. Do you want me to bring anything for you?" "No," Siddhartha replied quietly. A nurse walked in. "Excuse me, madam. You cannot stay in the ICU for too long. Visiting time is over." Vaishnavi nodded and slowly walked out. The next day, during visiting hours, she returned carrying a small bag of fruits. "Mr. Siddhartha," she said hesitantly, "I made a terrible mistake. Please forgive me." Siddhartha looked at her for a moment. "That's not possible," he said calmly. "What happened hurt me very deeply." Vaishnavi lowered her head. "The girl you saw that day," he continued, his voice weak but steady, "I always considered her a God-gifted sister." He paused briefly. "Her parents used to work for me. She was born right in front of me. After they died in a bus accident, I looked after her for some time. But because of family pressure, I had to leave her in an orphanage." Vaishnavi listened silently. "I used to visit her often. I brought clothes, food, whatever she needed. But one day, I saw her begging on the streets instead of studying in the orphanage." His expression hardened with pain. "That's when I found out the warden was forcing the children to work and collect money for him." He looked away. "I wanted to admit her into a hostel. That day, I was about to discuss it with her." Another pause. "More than the beating, more than the crowd attacking me, what truly broke me was when you shouted in public that I tried to molest my own sister." Vaishnavi's eyes filled with tears. Inside, guilt crushed her. "I made a terrible mistake. I'm sorry," she whispered. "I acted in haste. I should never have humiliated you in public." Her voice trembled. "Please forgive me." Unable to control herself anymore, she broke down crying. Vaishnavi showed up once again, holding a bouquet in her hand. "Siddharth, I am sorry." "How are you feeling now?" she asked softly. "I'm feeling better. Thank you." "Hope you are all right now?" asked Vaishnavi hesitantly. "Yes, I'm all right. Everything is fine. I've forgotten everything. The only thing that is not going well is you bringing up the same topic again and again." He paused for a moment before continuing. "See, don't carry that guilt. That day, I was frustrated. But now I'm okay. Logically speaking, after all, you did that to save my sister. On that ground, I can forgive you, madam." A faint smile appeared on his face. "Finally, your apology is accepted. Happy now." For the first time in many days, a genuine smile appeared on Vaishnavi's face. "Thank you," she said softly. Gradually, the awkwardness between them faded, and casual conversation began to flow naturally. They chatted for quite some time. "I have 3 friends," said Vaishnavi proudly. "3 besties." Lavanya, Spurty. Siddharth interrupted playfully. "And who is the 3rd one?" "You," said Vaishnavi immediately. For a brief second, Siddharth looked surprised. "Please accept my friendship. It's my privilege to keep you as my bestie," she said with sincerity. Siddharth smiled mischievously. "Oh, then I must be very careful. After becoming your friend, if I become too handy, I may end up receiving beatings every time." Lavanya's birthday celebrations were in full swing. The house was beautifully decorated, and everyone was busy with the arrangements. Sporty and Vaishnavi moved around cheerfully, helping with the cake, lights, and guests. At last, everything was ready for the cake cutting. A large cake was placed at the center table. On top of it stood glowing number candles, 30. The moment Lavanyasri saw them, her eyes suddenly filled with tears. Unable to control herself, she hugged her daughter tightly and began to cry. The guests around them were confused. They could not understand why a birthday celebration had suddenly turned emotional. But Vaishnavi understood immediately. She gently walked closer and held her aunt's hand. "It's okay, Auntie," she said softly. "Please don't lose hope. Many alliances will still come. Even I am trying from my side. Save these tears for the day you send your daughter happily to her new home." Lavanya's mother somehow smiled through her tears. The next morning, Vaishnavi looked unusually dull and lost in thought. Siddharth noticed it immediately. "Hello there, still sleeping with your eyes open?" he asked playfully. Usually, Vaishnavi would respond with excitement, but this time she remained silent. "What happened?" he asked again. "Nothing," she replied weakly. Siddharth waited for a few moments, expecting her mood to improve. But she remained quiet. "All right then," he said casually. "I'll leave you alone until you become normal." As he started to leave, Vaishnavi quickly stopped him. "No, wait. I'm okay." "Then tell me," Siddharth asked gently. "What's bothering you?" Vaishnavi took a deep breath. "Our SDM Ladasri, she's actually my aunt," she began. "Her daughter, my cousin Lavanya, turned 31 yesterday, but she still isn't married." Her voice became heavy. "People reject her mainly because of her looks. Yesterday, during the birthday celebration, instead of happiness, the whole atmosphere became emotional. My aunt cried so much. I really felt bad for both of them." She paused for a moment. "Even I'm trying hard to find a good alliance for her, but nobody is coming forward." Siddharth listened silently and let out a deep sigh, pretending sympathy. "That's really sad," he said. A few seconds later, Vaishnavi forced a small smile. "Anyway, I'm all right now. Come on, let's have coffee." That night, Siddharth and Samir sat inside a bar, smoking quietly while Siddharth narrated everything Vaishnavi had told him. After listening carefully, Samir leaned back and smiled slightly. "What you just told me," he said slowly, "can actually be useful for us." Siddharth looked at him curiously. "Vaishnavi is emotionally invested in finding a groom for her cousin, right? Then use that." Samir lowered his voice. "Try to get access to the matrimonial site she's using. At least learn the password." A faint smile appeared on Siddharth's face as he understood the plan. A couple of days later, Siddharth casually approached Vaishnavi. "Hey," he said, "I think I found a suitable alliance for your cousin." Vaishnavi's eyes immediately brightened. "Really?" "Yes. The guy is also struggling to get married. Open the matrimonial site once. I'll show you his profile." Excited, Vaishnavi quickly opened the website and began typing her password. Meanwhile, Siddharth carefully observed her fingers moving across the keyboard. Once the site opened, Siddharth intentionally dictated a wrong profile ID. Vaishnavi searched for it. "No profile is showing," she said. "Maybe I told you the wrong ID," Siddharth replied, pretending confusion. "Or maybe you heard it differently." He paused briefly before continuing. "No problem. I know where he lives. I'll meet him personally this weekend and confirm everything." Vaishnavi immediately felt relieved. "Oh yes, please do that," she said hopefully. Siddharth nodded calmly, while silently realizing that the first step of their plan had succeeded. That night, Siddharth sat across from Samir inside the dimly lit bar. "I still don't understand what exactly you're trying to do," Siddharth said with visible irritation. "She is our SDM's niece. And in another 10 or 15 days, she'll probably become our manager. Why are we targeting her? And how exactly will a matrimonial password help us take revenge?" Samir calmly took a drag from his cigarette. "You don't have to understand everything right now," he replied. "I already have a plan. Just trust me and give me the password." Siddharth hesitated for a few seconds before finally revealing it. Samir immediately opened the matrimonial profile. Within moments, he deleted all of Lavanya's photographs and quietly replaced them with Vaishnavi's pictures. Siddharth was shocked. "What are you doing?" Samir smirked. "Relax. Very soon, every question you asked me today will get its answer." The next morning, Lada Shri received a phone call. "Good morning, madam. Am I speaking to Lavanya's mother?" "Yes, speaking." "Namaste, madam. My name is Gopal. I'm Mithun's father. We recently came across your daughter's matrimonial profile." Lada Shri immediately became attentive. "Yes, please tell me." "We liked the profile very much," he continued warmly. "In fact, my son is very interested in proceeding further. He works at Deloitte as a software professional. His annual package is around 20 lakhs. He completed his MBA from IIT. He is a teetotaler and has no bad habits." He kept speaking proudly about his son. Finally, Lada Shri interrupted softly. "Sir, are you absolutely sure you checked the profile properly?" "Of course," he replied confidently. "Your daughter is very beautiful. Everyone in our family liked her immediately. We only need your approval and the girl's consent." For a moment, Lada Shri became emotional. After years of rejection and humiliation, hope finally entered her heart again. "Tomorrow is a holiday," she said gently. "Why don't we meet tomorrow itself?" "Wonderful," Gopal replied happily. Lada Shri did not inform anyone about the alliance. From early morning itself, she personally handled every arrangement inside the house. She supervised the decorations, prepared snacks, and lovingly helped Lavanya get ready. For the first time in years, Lavanya herself looked nervous, but hopeful. Soon, the doorbell rang. Lada Shri opened the door. The groom's parents entered along with Mithun and even a priest. "I hope you didn't have difficulty finding the address," Lada Shri said politely. "Not at all," replied the groom's mother while observing the house. "Your home is very neat and beautiful. My daughter maintains everything herself," Lada Shri said proudly. "She cooks wonderfully too. She can prepare more than 20 varieties of dishes." The groom's father smiled politely. "That's all right, madam. Even if she doesn't know household work, we don't mind." Then he added, "Actually, my son was never interested in marriage. But after seeing your daughter's profile, he finally agreed. That's why we even brought our priest today. If the girl also agrees, we can finalize an auspicious date immediately." Hearing those words, Lada Shri silently thanked God inside her heart. After years of suffering, she finally felt fate had become kind. "I'll bring my daughter," she said emotionally. She walked inside and returned with Lavanya. The moment the groom's family saw her, their smiles disappeared. A strange silence filled the room. The groom's father slowly looked at Lavanya, then at his mobile phone, again at Lavanya, again at the phone. Finally, he frowned. "Madam, is she your daughter?" Lada Shri became confused. "Yes, of course." Without saying another word, he opened the matrimonial profile and showed the photograph on the screen. It was Vaishnavi's picture. Lada Shri was stunned. "Madam," he said coldly, "the girl in this profile and your daughter do not match." "What?" "That's impossible. Please look carefully." Her hands trembled as she took the phone. For a moment, she could not even understand what she was seeing. Then suddenly she spoke. "Sir, this must be some mistake. That girl is my niece. She also has access to this account. By mistake, she may have uploaded her photograph." The groom's family exchanged awkward glances. After a long silence, the groom's father spoke again. Fine. Mistakes happen. Then he casually added, in that case, could you please share your niece's address with us? We can try speaking there instead. Lada Shri stared at him in disbelief. You came here to see my daughter, she said slowly. And now you are asking for my niece's address. The groom's father sighed impatiently. Madam, please try to understand practically. My son is highly educated, well-settled, and good-looking. We also have certain expectations. The insult was now becoming obvious. Lada Shri's face slowly burned with humiliation and rage. Are you saying my daughter is unworthy? Madam, he replied bluntly, forcing this match would ruin both lives. That was the final blow. Years of suppressed pain, rejection, humiliation, and helplessness exploded at once. Enough, Lada Shri shouted. Everyone fell silent. Get out of my house right now. Her voice trembled with fury. If I see any of you standing here for another minute, I'll call the police immediately. The groom's family quickly stood up in shock and embarrassment. Within moments, they left the house in silence. And the decorations that had once carried hope now stood like witnesses to another heartbreak. Lada Shri did not sleep properly that night. Again and again, only one scene was running in her mind. The groom's father opening the phone, comparing the photos, then looking at Lavanya as if somebody had cheated him. That single incident damaged her more than all the rejections they had faced over the years. All these years, she thought, I believed nobody could insult me. In office, people stand up when I walk in. Even senior officers speak carefully with me. I always thought life may reject my daughter, but nobody would dare humiliate me. But yesterday was different. Yesterday, for the first time, she felt completely helpless inside her own house. Then another doubt slowly started troubling her. If 1 or 2 photos got changed, maybe I could think it was a mistake. But all 6 photographs? Every single one replaced by Vaishnavi's pictures. The more she thought about it, the more suspicious it felt. Did my brother tell everything to Vaishnavi? Or did she herself do this knowingly? Was she trying to make fun of our situation? For a few seconds, she became angry even thinking about it. But immediately she controlled herself. No, reacting immediately is foolishness. First, let me observe quietly. If this was innocent, fine. But if somebody intentionally played with my daughter's emotions. A small smile came on her face. Then they still don't know who Lada Shri really is. Next day, Siddharth was waiting near the cafeteria when Vaishnavi arrived. One look at her face itself was enough to understand. She was still mentally disturbed about Lavanya. Any luck? Asked Siddharth casually. Vaishnavi gave a tired smile. No. Same story. One family says no horoscope match. Another family says no attraction. Some people don't even call back after seeing the photo. For a moment, Siddharth acted like he was thinking seriously. Then suddenly he said, there may actually be some good news. Vaishnavi immediately looked at him. What happened? Remember that friend I told you about? The one who was also struggling to get alliances. Yes, he agreed for this match. Seriously? Yes. In fact, he said beauty is not important for him. According to him, that's the only problem Lavanya is facing. For the first time in many days, Vaishnavi's face lit up slightly. I want to meet him. Then come. Now. Yes, now itself. At least let me inform my team lead. As your friend, I officially reject your request, Siddharth replied playfully. Vaishnavi laughed despite her stress. You're impossible. Correct. Now come. Within half an hour, they reached the groom's house. It was a simple middle-class home. No overshow, no unnecessary luxury. The groom welcomed them politely. I'm Arun, he said. Currently working in Wipro as a tech lead. Package around 14 to 15 lakhs. Then he pointed toward his father. My father is a farmer. Even today, he personally takes care of our lands in the village. We have around 3.5 acres. Vaishnavi quietly listened. Everything sounded surprisingly decent. Still, experience had already taught her not to trust happiness too quickly. Before the conversation moved ahead, she took out her mobile. Brother, before proceeding further, let me tell one thing honestly. She opened Lavanya's photo and handed over the phone. This is my cousin. Arun observed the picture silently. Vaishnavi continued carefully. Most alliances rejected her because of her looks. Otherwise, she is genuinely a very good person. I'm only telling this beforehand because later there should not be misunderstandings. For a few seconds, Arun did not speak anything. Then suddenly he smiled. I understand exactly what you're trying to say. Vaishnavi looked at him silently. My elder brother married a very beautiful girl, he continued. Everybody praised their pair. Relatives used to say they looked like cinema actors. He gave a small laugh. But after marriage, only my brother knows what he is suffering. Vaishnavi slowly listened. That experience taught me one thing. Beauty may attract people for 10 minutes. Character decides whether life runs peacefully for 40 years. That sentence directly hit Vaishnavi emotionally. Then Arun continued, and one more thing. Vaishnavi looked at him. From now onwards, don't call my future wife ugly again. For a second, Vaishnavi herself became speechless. She is beautiful, he said calmly. In fact, people who stand with good hearts automatically become beautiful. That was it. All the pain, frustration, and helplessness Vaishnavi had been carrying for months suddenly melted. Thank you, brother, she said emotionally. You really don't know how much this means to us. Then Arun looked toward his father. What do you say? The old man smiled immediately. My son liked the girl. That itself is enough for me. After coming outside the house, Vaishnavi almost looked relieved after many days. Siddharth, seriously, thank you so much. Then she laughed slightly. You are like God for our family today. Siddharth immediately made a dramatic face. Oh, please stop. God and all later. Right now I'm starving. Then he pointed toward a nearby restaurant. First buy me biryani. After that, continue praising me. Vaishnavi finally laughed properly after many painful days. And Siddharth also smiled. But inside his mind, he knew one thing very clearly. This alliance, this groom, this entire emotional setup was completely fake. And somewhere far away, Samir was already waiting for the next move. Auntie, good news! Vaishnavi said excitedly as she held Lada's hand. I found a very good match for Lavanya. Lada gave a tired smile. I honestly don't have the strength for more disappointments. We've already lost hope. This time will be different, Vaishnavi assured her. He doesn't care much about looks. I even showed Lavanya's photo. He said she looked beautiful to him. For him, character matters more than appearance. I truly feel this alliance will work. Lavanya deserves someone like that. There were tears in her eyes as she spoke. Lada looked relieved for the first time in many days. I trust you, dear. When are they coming? This Thursday. I wish I could stay that day, Vaishnavi said apologetically. But I have an orientation program. Thursday finally arrived. For some reason, Lada felt slightly hopeful this time. The groom had already seen Lavanya's photo and still agreed to come. That alone felt different from the previous alliances. Even if he came from a modest background, she was ready to support her daughter financially after marriage if needed. More than anything, she wanted Lavanya to settle down peacefully. The doorbell rang. A man around 60 years old stood outside. Greetings, sir. Please come in, Lada said politely. She offered him tea and spoke to him for a few minutes. I was expecting your wife as well, she said casually. And I'm very happy that your son is such a well-mannered person. The man looked confused. I don't understand, he replied. When did you meet my son? Lada frowned slightly. Vaishnavi spoke to your son regarding this alliance. Oh, Vaishnavi spoke to me, not my son, he clarified. I am the groom. My son is still studying in 10th standard. For a moment, Lada was unable to respond. The man continued calmly. Vaishnavi is a very kind woman. When she learned that I was also struggling to find a marriage alliance, she suggested your daughter. She explained the situation honestly and said alliances were getting rejected because of her appearance. Lada sat there silently. I don't give importance to looks, he continued. At this age, managing household work alone has become difficult for me. I need someone who can take care of the house, help with cooking, and look after my old mother and children. He took a sip of tea before continuing. Vaishnavi also mentioned it's already getting late for your daughter's marriage. So I don't think we should waste time over formalities, auspicious dates, or unnecessary shopping. If both of you agree, I'm even ready to marry today itself. He laughed lightly at his own remark. Lada listened patiently till he finished speaking. Then she said firmly, "Sir, thank you for coming all the way here. But I think there has been a serious misunderstanding. I'm sorry, but we cannot proceed with this alliance." The man's expression fell. Without arguing further, he quietly got up and left. After the man left, silence filled the house. Lavanya quietly walked into her room. A few minutes later, she came out carrying a packed suitcase. Lada looked confused. "What is this?" "I'm leaving this house permanently," Lavanya said calmly. "I can't stay here anymore. I'm tired of all this." She started walking toward the door. "Lavanya, wait." Lada hurried forward and stood in front of the doorway. "Move, Mom." "Please don't go," Lada said anxiously. "You are the only person I have in this world." "Why?" Lavanya asked bitterly. "So that every day you can remind me how ugly I am?" Lada's eyes widened. "Every time a marriage proposal gets rejected, you cry in front of me as if I ruined your life. Every time you panic about my marriage, it reminds me what I am in this society's eyes." "Lavanya, please. You may not realize it, but your words hurt me more than outsiders. Instead of protecting me from the world, you also became part of it." Tears rolled down Lada's face. "All these years, whenever people indirectly mocked my looks, I somehow managed to stay strong because there was at least one person who never looked at me that way." Her voice trembled slightly. "Vaishnavi. She never made me feel unattractive. Not even once. Neither directly nor indirectly. She treated me normally. I used to feel peaceful around her." Lavanya paused for a moment. "But after today, I don't know anymore." Lada looked at her helplessly. That man coming here, whether intentionally or unintentionally, it felt like even she believed I don't deserve a normal life. As if someone like me should simply accept whoever comes. "That's not true," Lada said immediately. "But that is exactly how it felt to me." She tightened her grip on the suitcase handle. "I'm exhausted, Mom. I'm tired of feeling like a burden in my own house." "You are not a burden. Then stop treating my marriage like a punishment that must be completed somehow." The room fell silent again. "I have a job. I'm educated. I can take care of myself," Lavanya continued. "I'll stay in a hostel or rent a room somewhere. At least there, nobody will enter my space and constantly remind me about my appearance." "Please don't leave," Lada whispered. "My decision is final." Lavanya's voice softened slightly. "I'm not abandoning you. I'll call you once I find a place. We can meet every week." She slowly moved past her mother. "Goodbye, Mom." Lada stood there unable to stop her. As the door closed, she broke down in tears. That night, the house felt unbearably silent to Lada Sri. For years, she had imagined sending her daughter away happily after marriage. She never thought there would come a day when Lavanya would leave the house like this. She sat alone in the hall. She sat alone in the hall, replaying every word from the previous evening. Was I really that harsh toward her, she thought. There had been moments, out of frustration and helplessness, when she had called Lavanya ugly. Moments when she blamed her daughter for things that were never her fault. Tears filled her eyes. "You were right, dear," she murmured softly to herself. "I hurt you." No matter how many failed alliances came and went, Lavanya had never spoken against her this way before. But this time something had broken completely inside her. Lada slowly leaned back against the sofa and closed her eyes. Then Lavanya's words echoed in her mind again. Vaishnavi also felt I don't deserve a normal match. Her expression slowly changed. "No," she whispered. A new thought entered her mind. What if Vaishnavi knew everything from the beginning? About her past. About the property disputes. About her eloping years ago. About the fights within the family. about the accusations surrounding her mother's death. What if her father told her everything? The more she thought about it, the more her anger grew. She pitted us from the beginning, Lada thought bitterly. Maybe all this was intentional. Old insecurities that she had buried for years slowly resurfaced. Vaishnavi's beauty, her fortunate life, her confidence, the respect she received from everyone. Lada had always ignored those feelings and treated her warmly despite everything. But this is what she gave us in return, she thought. Her breathing became heavier. First the photo incident, now this marriage proposal. In her mind, the incidents slowly began connecting together into something personal. She wanted to humiliate my daughter. The guilt she initially felt toward herself slowly transformed into resentment toward Vaishnavi. You chose the wrong person to hurt, she muttered under her breath. I'm not even going to ask why you did this. Her eyes hardened. I will make you feel the same pain. Not physically, not openly, but emotionally. I will destroy your peace, your happiness, everything you are proud of. The silent house around her suddenly no longer felt lonely. It felt dangerous. The next morning, Samir received a message on Google Chat. Mr. Samir, come to my cabin. A few minutes later, he knocked on the door. Good morning, Lada ma'am. Good morning. Please sit. After a brief silence, she asked casually, since tomorrow is the weekend, do you have any plans? No, ma'am. Just some household work. Good, she replied. Then I'll come to your house tomorrow morning. Samir looked slightly surprised. Of course, ma'am. You're always welcome. Is there anything important? I'll discuss it tomorrow, she said calmly. I'll be there at 10:30 sharp. The next morning, Samir offered her coffee after she arrived. Lada placed the cup down and got straight to the point. What exactly happened during your promotion issue? Samir hesitated for a moment. That matter is already old, ma'am. Action was taken against me long ago. Still, I want to hear it from you. He nodded slowly. I made mistakes during auditing. I highlighted Vishal's errors while hiding mistakes made by my own brother. I also manipulated recommendations for the Best Employee Award multiple times. He lowered his eyes. Vaishnavi discovered it and reported it. Because of that, I was demoted. Lada listened quietly. Then she leaned back slightly. Tell me honestly, do you really think someone like Vaishnavi becoming manager is good for you? Samir remained silent. She already acted against you once. Even if I protect you now, what happens after I move to another division? Samir looked uncomfortable. And why didn't you approach me back then? She continued. Why stay silent? He answered carefully. To be honest, ma'am, she has a very strong reputation in the company. Management trusts her completely. And she's also your niece. Lada gave a cold smile. I don't care about such relationships. Her tone became firmer. My daughter is the only person I truly care about. Apart from her, nobody matters to me. Samir looked at her silently. So I'll speak directly, she continued. I don't want Vaishnavi becoming manager. He looked startled. I want you in that position instead. Ma'am, he said nervously. Her training is almost complete. In 3 days, she'll officially take charge. At this stage, how is that even possible? Lada interrupted him. I already have a plan. Her voice became sharp. And you will follow exactly what I say. Samir stiffened. If this conversation leaks outside, or if you try to act smart, I'll make sure your career ends permanently. She leaned slightly forward. I can easily have your records marked negatively. One termination remark is enough to destroy future opportunities. Samir immediately lowered his tone. Please, ma'am, don't misunderstand me. I'll cooperate. Lada relaxed slightly. That's better. After a pause, she asked, Vaishnavi and Siddharth are close, right? Yes, ma'am. And you know Siddharth personally? A little. Not very close, but we talk occasionally. What kind of person is he? Samir gave a faint smile. He gets influenced easily. He avoids confrontation. Lada's eyes narrowed thoughtfully. Good. She stood up. Arrange a meeting with him tomorrow. Samir nodded obediently. But internally, he remained calm. because Lada Sri had no idea that she was already walking exactly where he wanted her to. The next evening, Siddharth sat across from Lada Sri and Samir in a restaurant located far from the city. The place was quiet and mostly empty. Lada observed Siddharth carefully while stirring her coffee. "So, Mr. Siddharth, where do you stay?" she asked casually. He answered politely. For a few minutes, she continued asking ordinary questions about his work, family, and background. Then suddenly, her tone changed. "You and Vaishnavi are very close, aren't you?" Siddharth nodded. "Yes, ma'am. We became friends through work." Lada gave a faint smile. "Friends?" Her eyes sharpened. "Do you really think I don't know your history?" Siddharth's expression stiffened. "I know about the incident," she continued calmly. "The child, the public humiliation, the suicide attempt afterward." Samir remained silent beside her. Siddharth lowered his head. "Ma'am, that situation was misunderstood. Was it?" Lada asked coldly. "I was only trying to help the girl adjust to her new school," he explained quickly. "Vaishnavi misunderstood my intentions and reacted emotionally in public. Later, she realized her mistake." "And after that?" Lada asked. "We slowly became friends." Lada leaned back and stared at him for a few seconds. "She humiliated you publicly," she said quietly. "Yet you still stayed loyal to her." Siddharth remained silent. "Tell me honestly," she continued. "What exactly are you expecting from that relationship?" "Nothing, ma'am," he replied softly. Lada smiled slightly. "That's the problem." A few minutes later, she signaled toward someone near the entrance. A young woman walked toward them. She had a similar height and appearance to Vaishnavi. Siddharth immediately looked uncomfortable. "Ma'am, what is happening?" "Relax," Lada replied. She took both of them into a private room inside the restaurant. The room contained a sofa very similar to the resting area sofa in their office. Siddharth immediately sensed something was wrong. "I don't think this is a good idea," he said nervously. Lada's voice became firm. "Sit." He hesitated. Then she added quietly, "You already know what happens when people refuse to cooperate with me." Siddharth slowly sat down. The woman sat beside him. "Closer," Lada instructed calmly. "Ma'am, please, this could create problems later." Lada stepped closer and spoke in a controlled voice. "Trust me, Siddharth. You are not the target here." That sentence confused him. Meanwhile, Samir silently took out his phone. Lada turned toward him. "You said you previously worked with media editing, correct?" "Yes, ma'am." "I'll send you reference images of the office lounge area. The final result should look authentic." Samir nodded. Siddharth finally understood something bigger was being planned. His heartbeat quickened. But by then, he already felt trapped too deeply to walk away. That morning marked one of the biggest milestones in Vaishnavi's life. Her training had officially ended. By evening, she would no longer be a trainee. She would become a manager. As she got ready for office, her father, Krishna Prasad, looked at her proudly and smiled. "Today your mother would have been the happiest person in this world," he said affectionately. "Wherever she is, she would definitely be proud of you." Hearing those words, Vaishnavi suddenly became emotional. Tears slowly filled her eyes. Krishna Prasad immediately noticed. "What happened, dear? Why are you crying?" "I don't know, father," she replied softly. "Since morning, I'm feeling very uneasy. Something feels strange, almost like some negative feeling." Krishna Prasad smiled gently. "That's normal. Whenever we are about to enter a new phase in life or take a huge responsibility, the mind becomes nervous and alert. Don't overthink. You worked hard for this position. You deserve it." Then he handed her a coconut. "On the way to office, stop at the Balaji temple and break this coconut. Everything will go well." He smiled playfully. "Now wipe your tears, manager madam." Vaishnavi smiled slightly and left for office. But while riding her scooty, one old memory kept disturbing her. That day, when Siddharth attempted suicide, something suddenly felt odd to her. If it was really such a serious situation, why were his parents not there in the hospital? For the first time, she started doubting the entire incident. Just then, near the traffic signal, her eyes fell on a familiar face. It was the same little girl she had once seen begging on the road. The same government school uniform. The same frightened expression. Vaishnavi immediately stopped her scooty and rushed toward her. "Wait." The girl looked shocked. "Siddharth said he joined you in a reputed residential school. Then why are you begging again?" The little girl became terrified and suddenly ran into the crowded streets. Vaishnavi followed her for some distance on her scooty, but within moments, the girl disappeared. Confused and disturbed, Vaishnavi checked the time. She was getting late for office. Without realizing it, she continued riding toward office, completely forgetting to stop at the Balaji temple, completely forgetting the coconut her father gave her. As soon as she entered office, she switched on her laptop and started checking emails. A few moments later, a message popped up on Google Chat. "Please come to HR cabin." Vaishnavi immediately smiled. Maybe they were preparing a surprise regarding her promotion. Excitedly, she walked toward the cabin. But the moment she entered, something felt wrong. HR Maya was sitting with a serious expression. Lada Sri was also there beside her. "Good morning, Maya ma'am," Vaishnavi greeted politely. Maya did not respond immediately. She kept staring at her laptop screen for a few seconds before finally speaking. "Please sit down, Vaishnavi." Vaishnavi slowly sat down. Then Maya asked calmly, "What exactly were you doing with Siddharth in the sofa room after office hours the day before yesterday?" Vaishnavi looked confused. "Nothing unusual, ma'am. We usually sit there and talk casually after work." Maya stared at her carefully. "Only talking?" Vaishnavi frowned slightly. "I don't understand your question." Without saying a word, Maya slowly turned her laptop toward her. The moment Vaishnavi looked at the screen, her entire body froze. In the photo, she was sitting on Siddharth's lap. Both of them were kissing intimately. Vaishnavi's eyes widened in shock. No, ma'am, this is fake. This is not me. I never did anything like this in my life." Maya's expression remained cold. "The CCTV confirms both of you entered the sofa room. You were also wearing the same dress shown in this photo. Unfortunately, that area has no direct camera coverage." Vaishnavi felt her heartbeat rising rapidly. "Ma'am, please believe me. This photo is fake. Someone morphed it." Maya leaned back slightly. "If you wanted privacy for romance, you could have gone somewhere outside. This is an office, not a hotel." Those words hit Vaishnavi like a slap. Tears instantly filled her eyes. "Please don't speak like that, ma'am," she said while struggling to control her emotions. "I swear on my mother, I am telling the truth." Her voice started trembling. "My father raised me alone after my mother's death. He gave me values, ethics, respect. I am not that type of woman." But Maya remained expressionless. "Your emotions won't change the evidence." At that moment, Lada Sri finally spoke. "Maybe the photo is morphed," she said calmly. Vaishnavi immediately looked at her hopefully. But Lada continued, "Still, we need clarification." Then she turned toward the door. "Call Siddharth inside." A few moments later, Siddharth entered the cabin. The moment he saw the atmosphere inside, he lowered his head. Maya looked directly at him. "Tell us honestly, is this photo real?" For a few seconds, Siddharth remained silent. Then slowly, he nodded. "Yes, ma'am." Vaishnavi looked at him in disbelief. "We both liked each other," Siddharth continued softly. "That day, after office hours, we spent some private time together. I don't know who took the photo, but I promise it won't happen again." Vaishnavi felt as if the ground beneath her feet disappeared. "You liar," she shouted emotionally. "Why are you saying all this?" In anger and shock, she grabbed Siddharth by his shirt. "This man once tried to molest a child. I slapped him publicly for that. That's why he's doing this." Vaishnavi, both Maya and Lada shouted immediately. "Control yourself." Siddharth silently stepped back. Vaishnavi was struggling to even breathe properly through her tears. Maya's expression hardened further. "Mind your language and behavior." Then she turned towards Siddharth. "You step outside." After he left, silence filled the room. Vaishnavi stood there crying helplessly. Lada Sri slowly looked toward HR Maya. I sincerely apologize for her behavior, she said calmly. Then after a brief pause, she added, please don't terminate her. Vaishnavi looked at her with teary eyes. And then came the final blow. But I think her promotion should be put on hold for now. Vaishnavi stood frozen inside the cabin. Tears continued rolling down her cheeks. Lada Sri slowly walked toward her and spoke in a softer tone. What is all this, Vaishnavi? Auntie, I swear on God. I don't know what is happening, Vaishnavi replied through tears. I didn't do anything. Lada sighed deeply. Now saying all this is of no use, dear. Vaishnavi looked at her helplessly. Your promotion has been cancelled. For a moment, Vaishnavi stopped breathing. And honestly, Lada continued, with great difficulty, I managed to save your job itself. Higher management wanted strict action. Vaishnavi felt completely shattered. One incident, one photograph, and everything she worked for had collapsed. Meanwhile, Siddharth was quietly shifted to another office block to avoid further controversy. Later that evening, inside the HR chamber, Maya closed the file and looked frustrated. The manager position is empty again, she said. We expected Vaishnavi to take over. Now we'll have to conduct another internal hiring process. It's a headache. Lada Sri remained calm. No need for that, Maya. HR looked at her curiously. I have someone in mind. Who? Samir. Maya looked thoughtful. He has strong technical knowledge, Lada continued smoothly. And he also has experience handling teams. Trust me, he can manage the role properly. After a brief discussion, HR agreed. Just like that, Samir moved one step closer to the manager position. That same night, Krishna Prasad arrived at Lada SRI's house. The moment he entered, his face showed anger and worry. What is all this, sister? He demanded. Whatever Vaishnavi told me, is it true? Lada lowered her eyes slightly. Yes. Krishna Prasad looked disturbed. But who created that photo? Why would anyone do such a thing to her? His voice slowly became emotional. My daughter has been crying the entire day. Lada spoke in a controlled tone. Brother, calm down. Everything is already over. She paused before continuing carefully. Even higher management believed the circumstantial evidence. They actually wanted to terminate her from the company. Somehow I managed to stop that. Krishna Prasad clenched his fists helplessly. But why my daughter? Lada remained silent for a moment. Then slowly she said, Brother, Vaishnavi is 24 now. Krishna Prasad frowned slightly. At this age, attraction and emotions are natural. Maybe at that moment she lost control. The moment those words left her mouth, the atmosphere changed. Why don't you start looking for a good alliance for her? Lada continued. If something like this happens again, what about family reputation? Krishna Prasad stared at her silently for a few seconds. Then he replied sharply, You should first focus on your own daughter's marriage. Lada stiffened. She already crossed 30, didn't she? There was sarcasm mixed with anger in his voice now. I thought being in such a high position, you would protect my daughter. She grew up in front of your eyes. She is like your own child. His eyes became emotional. My daughter has never given me a single reason to doubt her character. Never. Lada slowly lowered her head. She always said she would marry only the person I chose for her. She has lived carefully her entire life. His voice broke slightly. I don't know how you even felt comfortable saying such things about her. For the first time that night, Lada looked slightly shaken. I'm sorry, brother, she said quietly. I didn't mean it that way. Krishna Prasad remained silent. After a pause, Lada spoke again. Now nothing is in my hands. Corporate politics are like that. But deep inside, she knew very well that none of this was politics. It was revenge. That morning, Krishna Prasad noticed that Vaishnavi was still sitting silently in her room. 10 days had already passed since the office incident. She had completely stopped going outside. Slowly, he walked toward her. Child, he asked gently, how long are you going to sit at home like this? Why are you not going to office? Vaishnavi lowered her head. Father, even now I can't believe all this happened to me. Her voice slowly trembled. All those years of hard work, Late night studies, my dreams. Everything got destroyed in just one day. Tears filled her eyes again. And that photo. Before she could continue, she broke down crying. Krishna Prasad immediately sat beside her and hugged her affectionately. "Listen to me carefully," he said softly. "No matter how heavily it rains, no matter how strong the storm becomes, the sky never gets wet." Vaishnavi silently listened. What others think about you does not define who you are. What matters is your truth. He gently wiped her tears. Don't run away from situations like this. Face them. His voice carried calm strength. What happened has already happened. We cannot change the past, but we can decide what to do next. After a pause, he smiled slightly. Now freshen up. Spend some time with your friend Spurti. And from tomorrow onwards, go back to office. Vaishnavi slowly nodded. That evening, Vaishnavi went to Spurti's house. She stood outside and rang the bell. After a few moments, Spurti opened the window slightly. "Hi, Spurti," Vaishnavi greeted her with a faint smile. Spurti remained expressionless. "Yes, what is it?" The coldness in her tone immediately felt strange. "Are you free?" Vaishnavi asked softly. "Can we go for a small walk? Maybe dinner outside? I really need someone to talk to." Spurti hesitated for a second. "No, I have some housework." And before Vaishnavi could respond, she closed the window. Vaishnavi stood there silently. It felt strange. Spurti had never behaved like that before. Still trying not to overthink, Vaishnavi left from there and headed toward Lada SRI's house. Like always, she entered comfortably without hesitation. But this time, the atmosphere felt different. Lada Sri looked at her calmly. "Yes, Vaishnavi? What is it?" "I came to meet Lavanya," Vaishnavi replied. "She's not here," Lada answered immediately. "She went to Mumbai for office work." "Mumbai?" Vaishnavi looked surprised. "But she didn't tell me." It was sudden. Then after a brief silence, Lada continued in a more formal tone. "And one more thing. Please don't enter this house casually like before." Vaishnavi froze. Lada slowly continued. "After that office incident, people are already speaking unnecessarily. Since I am your aunt, I tolerated many things. But now I request you, please maintain some distance from Lavanya." Vaishnavi stared at her in disbelief. "Auntie, try to understand my situation," Lada interrupted calmly. "If people come to know that Lavanya is still closely associated with you, even the small opportunities remaining for her marriage may disappear." Every word hit Vaishnavi heavily. Then Lada added coldly, "And from now onwards, treat me as your senior officer, not as your relative." Vaishnavi stood completely speechless. For a moment, she could not even process what she had just heard. I don't understand," she whispered. "I'm sorry," Lada replied formally. "For Lavanya's future, I can do anything." Unable to say another word, Vaishnavi slowly walked out of the house. She wasn't even crying anymore. She was simply numb. As she walked aimlessly on the road, she suddenly saw Spurti nearby. For the first time that evening, relief appeared on her face. "Spurti," she called out and walked toward her quickly. "Thank God I found you. Please, can we talk for some time? My mood is really bad." Spurti looked at her coldly. "I already know why your mood is bad." Vaishnavi looked confused. "What? Who is this Siddharth? What exactly were both of you doing in office?" Vaishnavi immediately realized what this was about. "Spurti, listen." "No, you listen," Spurti interrupted sharply. "Because of your disgusting behavior, you lost your promotion. That's your personal matter." "Fine." Her voice became more emotional. "But what did Lavanya do to deserve humiliation from you?" Vaishnavi looked shocked. "What are you talking about? What were you trying to prove by bringing that 60-year-old man alliance for her?" Vaishnavi became completely confused. Because in her mind, she still believed the younger man she spoke to was the one who visited Lavanya's house. Immediately she replied innocently, "But he was actually a decent person. He genuinely liked her. I thought he was a good match." Spurti stared at her in disbelief. "You're unbelievable." Her voice filled with anger. "I feel ashamed that I was your friend." "Spurti, wait, from today onwards, Don't try to contact me again." As Spurti started walking away, Vaishnavi panicked. "Please don't say that," she cried. "Auntie already pushed me away. Now you too." Tears rolled continuously from her eyes. "Other than you people, I don't have anyone." But Spurti did not stop. She simply walked away, leaving Vaishnavi standing alone in the middle of the road. 8 Vaishnavi entered the office after 10 long days. The conversations around her gradually faded. Some people looked away. Others pretended to be busy. She quietly walked toward her desk. "Vaishnavi." The voice came from behind. It was Samir. She turned around. "Good morning, Samir. Come with me." His tone was cold. A few moments later, both stood near the team area. "Where were you all these days?" he asked. "I was on leave." "Approved by whom?" "I informed Vishal." Samir looked at her for a few seconds. "Vishal is no longer your reporting manager." Vaishnavi remained silent. "I am." Then he turned toward the rest of the team. "Everyone, please pay attention for a moment." People slowly gathered around. "I want to make one thing very clear." His voice became firm. "Leave approvals, attendance, performance reviews, and appraisals are handled through proper channels." He glanced at Vaishnavi. "Nobody is exempt from company policy." Vaishnavi could feel everyone's eyes on her. 10 days of absence without approval from the reporting manager is considered unauthorized leave. A few employees exchanged uncomfortable looks. Samir continued. "And another thing." His voice became sharper. "We all know what happened recently." The atmosphere became tense. Professional conduct matters. Vaishnavi immediately understood where this was going. "Mr. Samir," she interrupted, "there is no need to discuss personal allegations in front of the entire team." Samir smiled faintly. "Personal?" He folded his arms. "When an incident affects workplace conduct, it becomes a professional matter." The room fell silent. One mistake can destroy years of hard work. His eyes remained fixed on Vaishnavi. "I hope everyone understands that." Vaishnavi felt humiliated, not because of what he said, but because everyone knew exactly who he was talking about. "Regarding your absence," Samir continued, "you will receive a warning letter. HR policy requires it." For a moment, Vaishnavi stood speechless. 10 days earlier, she had walked into this office as the future manager. Now she stood before the same people as an example of what not to become. The next day, the team was busy with their regular work. Suddenly, Samir's voice echoed across the floor. "Vaishnavi." She looked up from her laptop. "Yes, I asked you yesterday to send a change communication mail. Why hasn't it gone yet?" Several employees turned toward them. Vaishnavi looked confused. "It has already been sent." Samir frowned. "Don't lie." The entire floor became silent. "It was sent yesterday evening," Vaishnavi replied calmly. Samir shook his head. "Do I look blind to you?" His voice grew louder. "Sending a communication before implementing a change is the most basic responsibility. Don't you know that?" A few employees exchanged uncomfortable looks. "You were almost promoted as a manager, right?" Samir continued. "Forget the other incident. With this level of ownership, you would have struggled as a manager anyway." Vaishnavi's face tightened. "Mr. Samir." Her voice was firm. "This is the last time I am saying it. The mail has already been sent. I received the approvals and proceeded accordingly." She paused. "You were copied in that mail." For a brief second, Samir's expression changed. Because he knew she was right. He remembered seeing the email. But apologizing would weaken the image he was trying to build. So instead, he simply looked away. After a few moments, he said coldly, "I don't see it." Then he picked up his notebook. "Send it again before I have to ask a second time." And without waiting for a response, he walked away. The employees slowly returned to their work. But the damage had already been done. To everyone watching, it appeared as though Vaishnavi had once again failed to perform a simple task. She sat quietly in front of her laptop, not because she had made a mistake, but because she understood exactly what Samir was doing. And there was no easy way to prove it. After weeks of enduring constant criticism and humiliation from Samir, Vaishnavi finally decided she could not handle it anymore. Every day, he found a reason to call her out in front of the team. Even minor mistakes were magnified. Whenever an opportunity arose, he would bring up the incident that had cost her promotion and remind everyone of it. Deep down, Vaishnavi still held on to one hope. Maybe Aunt Lada will understand. Gathering her courage, she walked into Lada Shree's cabin. "May I come in, ma'am?" she asked softly. "Come in, Vaishnavi." After a brief silence, Vaishnavi spoke. "Ma'am, I need to discuss something regarding Samir." Lada looked up from her laptop. "What action are you expecting me to take against him?" Vaishnavi hesitated before answering. "Every day, he publicly criticizes me. If there is feedback regarding my work, I have no problem receiving it. But he gathers people around and speaks about me in front of everyone. He keeps bringing up that incident and humiliating me." Her voice trembled. "I am somehow trying to move on from what happened. But every time he speaks like that, it feels like I am reliving everything again." Lada listened quietly. "Vaishnavi," she said calmly, "don't look at this emotionally." "But ma'am, let me finish." Her tone became firmer. "First of all, I told you this earlier. Do not call me your aunt. In this office, I am your senior delivery manager. We are speaking professionally." Those words hit Vaishnavi harder than she expected. Lada continued. "Second, Samir is your reporting manager. He is accountable for your work, your performance, your attendance, and your deliverables. If he finds mistakes, he has every right to point them out. But there is a way to speak to people," Vaishnavi replied. "I am not asking for special treatment. I only want to be treated respectfully." Lada leaned back in her chair. "Respect goes both ways, Vaishnavi. From his perspective, he is giving feedback. Whether you take it as criticism or feedback is up to you." Vaishnavi stared at her in disbelief. "Ma'am, he keeps mentioning that incident. It has nothing to do with my current work." Lada sighed. "That incident changed many things. You have to accept that." For a moment, the room fell silent. Then Lada spoke again. "After everything that happened, it was already difficult to retain your position in the company." Vaishnavi lowered her eyes. "I supported the decision to keep you employed because I believed there would be no further issues." She paused. "If I question Samir's behavior, he will present examples of your mistakes, your performance concerns, and the warning letters already issued to you." Vaishnavi felt her chest tighten. "You already have 2 warning letters on record." The words felt heavy. A third one could lead to termination. Lada folded her hands on the table. "So my advice is simple. Focus on your work. Avoid mistakes. Give him fewer reasons to criticize you." She shook her head. "Beyond that, there is nothing I can do." Vaishnavi sat there silently. She had come hoping for support. Instead, she had received a warning. Slowly, she stood up. "Thank you, ma'am." Lata nodded and returned her attention to the laptop. Vaishnavi walked out of the cabin. As she made her way back to her desk, only 3 words echoed repeatedly in her mind. "After that incident. After that incident. After that incident." It felt as though every problem in her life now began and ended with those words. Without realizing it, tears had already begun to roll down her cheeks. The following morning, the team was busy with their regular work when Samir's voice suddenly echoed across the floor. "Vaishnavi." She immediately looked up from her laptop. "Yes, Samir. I reviewed the follow-up mail you sent yesterday." Before she could respond, he continued. "Why have you mentioned the exact date and time for completion? Can you simply write, 'Please complete it by end of day'?" Several employees looked up from their desks. Vaishnavi remained calm. The task was assigned to teams working across different regions. Mentioning the exact date, time, and time zone avoids confusion. Samir shook his head in irritation. "Now don't expect me to teach you how to write emails." His voice grew louder. "Basic communication skills are expected at your level." The entire team could hear him. Vaishnavi lowered her eyes. Ever since her conversation with Lada Shri, she had stopped expecting anyone to support her. "I'll correct it next time, Samir," she said quietly. "It won't happen again." "What next time?" he snapped. "What about now?" Do you think mistakes become acceptable just because you promise not to repeat them? The office fell silent. Just then, a voice interrupted him. Mr. Samir. Everyone turned. It was Renu. She stood up from her desk. Vaishnavi's mail format is correct. Samir looked at her. Renu continued confidently. EOD is not a standard instruction when multiple geographical locations are involved. Different regions follow different time zones. She pointed toward her screen. Specifying the exact date, time, and time zone is actually the recommended practice. For a moment, Samir had no response. The entire team knew Renu was right. After an awkward silence, he simply said, "Fine." Without another word, he walked away. Vaishnavi looked toward Renu. For the first time in many days, someone had spoken in her support. Not out of sympathy, not out of friendship, but because she was right. Their eyes met. Renu gave a small smile. Vaishnavi returned it gratefully. That evening, while wrapping up her work, Renu received an email from management. Her expression changed immediately. The subject line read, "Performance Improvement Plan, PP Initiation." She opened the mail in disbelief. Several audit observations had been listed against her. A few minutes later, Samir walked to her desk. "Renu, you've probably seen the email." She nodded slowly. "Yes, we are initiating a PP." The surrounding employees quietly listened. If your performance does not improve within the review period, further action may be taken. Renu sat frozen. The timing felt strange. Very strange. Samir then turned toward the rest of the team. "Everyone, please pay attention." People looked up nervously. "Appraisal discussions are approaching." He paused. "Your performance ratings are under review." The office became silent. "So focus on your work." His gaze slowly moved across the room. "And make sure your names don't appear in situations like this." Nobody responded. Everyone understood the message. The PP wasn't merely a warning to Renu. It was a warning to everyone. Support the wrong person. Question the manager. Challenge his decisions. And you might be next. As Samir walked away, the employees exchanged uneasy glances. No one said a word. From that moment onward, most of them decided it was safer to stay silent. And Vaishnavi realized that the little support she had just received had come at a cost for someone else. That night, Vaishnavi sat alone in her room. The lights were off. She sat quietly on the edge of her bed, staring into the darkness. A few moments later, the door opened. "Dear, it's dinner time," said Krishna Prasad as he entered the room. He switched on the light. Only then did he notice the tears streaming down her face. His expression immediately changed. "Vaishnavi, what happened? Why are you crying?" Unable to hold it in any longer, she broke down. "Daddy, I miss Mom." Krishna Prasad sat beside her. "I feel so alone," she continued. "I don't have anyone to talk to anymore. I don't have anyone with whom I can share my feelings." Her voice trembled. "Today I saw Spurti in a supermarket. She was standing just a few feet away from me. I greeted her, but she didn't even look at me. She just walked away as if I didn't exist." Fresh tears rolled down her cheeks. "I don't know what is happening to my life." She wiped her eyes. That allegation itself was unbearable. And every day Samir keeps bringing it up. He makes sure nobody forgets it. Whenever he gets a chance, he humiliates me in front of everyone. She paused. Today, one girl in the team supported me. She simply said that my email format was correct. By evening, she received a PP notice. Krishna Prasad listened silently. Then he asked, "What is your aunt doing about all this?" Vaishnavi laughed bitterly. "She asked me not to call her aunt anymore." Krishna Prasad frowned. "She said I should see her only as an SDM. According to her, everything should happen as per process. She says nothing is in her hands." For a few seconds, Krishna Prasad remained silent. Then he shook his head. "Oh, now she wants to follow the process." His voice carried disappointment. "All these years I have seen her bend rules whenever it suited her. Suddenly she has become the guardian of procedures." He sighed deeply. After her husband's death, who stood by her family? Whenever there was a problem, who helped her? When alliance after alliance came for Lavanya, who supported her? He looked away. I still remember how much support I gave her before she reached the SDM position. His eyes filled with hurt. And today she says she is no longer your aunt. Vaishnavi lowered her head. After a pause, she spoke softly. Daddy, maybe Aunt is upset because of Lavanya. Krishna Prasad looked at her. The other day I heard that Lavanya left the house. Maybe she is heartbroken because of me. Nonsense. His reply came immediately. Lavanya did not leave because of you. He continued firmly. She left because of years of emotional hurt. Vaishnavi looked up. You know very well how her mother used to speak to her. He shook his head. After every rejected alliance, she would compare Lavanya to her father and criticize her appearance. She repeatedly reminded her of things she could never change. He sighed. There is a limit to how much pain a person can tolerate. His voice softened. Eventually, that limit was crossed. Vaishnavi remained silent. Krishna Prasad gently placed his hand on her shoulder. Blaming you is easier than accepting responsibility for one's own mistakes. After a brief silence, he added, she may have told the same story to Spurti as well. That is probably why Spurti has turned against you. Vaishnavi's eyes filled again. She had lost her aunt. She had lost her closest friend. And now even the office felt hostile. Krishna Prasad looked at her lovingly. Listen to me carefully. She raised her head. Forget your aunt. Forget Spurti. Forget those people who abandoned you when you needed them. His voice became gentle. Focus on your future. Focus on the person you are. He smiled faintly. And as for Samir, he paused. When darkness becomes too arrogant, life has a way of sending someone to challenge it. Vaishnavi looked at him silently. She wanted to believe him. But deep inside, she still felt that perhaps all of this was somehow her fault. Perhaps she had made a mistake she could not see. Perhaps she was paying for some unknown sin. And that thought hurt more than anything else. Krishna Prasad noticed the sadness in her eyes. He simply pulled her closer and let her cry. For the first time in many days, she didn't have to pretend to be strong. Spurti's birthday celebration was in full swing. The house was filled with laughter, music, and cheerful conversations. Friends gathered around the decorated table while Spurti greeted everyone warmly. Lavanya and Ladasri were also among the guests. Just as the cake cutting was about to begin, the front door opened. The conversations slowly faded. Everyone turned toward the entrance. Vaishnavi stood there, holding a neatly wrapped gift box. For a few moments, nobody spoke. A faint smile appeared on her face. I know I wasn't invited, she said softly. I know many of you may not want to see me here. Her eyes moved towards Spurti. But I still couldn't stop myself from coming. Spurti remained silent. Vaishnavi continued. I still remember our friendship. The countless conversations, the walks, the laughter, and the way we supported each other whenever one of us was struggling. Her voice became slightly emotional. I am unable to forget those memories. She slowly walked forward and placed the gift box on the table. I don't know what happened between us. Maybe things have changed. She paused. But I will keep hoping that one day we become friends again. She turned around to leave. That is never going to happen. The voice came from behind. Everyone looked towards Savitri, Spurti's mother. Vaishnavi stopped and turned around. Savitri stepped forward. I heard that even after everything, you are still trying to meet my daughter whenever you get a chance. Mother, I just wanted to, don't. The sharpness in Savitri's voice startled everyone. Don't call me mother. Vaishnavi froze. Savitri looked directly into her eyes. Your mother and I are not the same. A painful silence filled the room. Just because you called me mother for years doesn't make me your mother. From today, don't try to create relationships where they don't exist. Vaishnavi stood speechless. Savitri continued. I have already made our position clear. If someone says no once, shouldn't you understand? Mother, please. I only came to wish Spurti. I told you not to call me mother. Her voice became firmer. My concern is my daughter's future. Earlier we believed you were a good girl. That's why we welcomed you into this house. We trusted you. We allowed our daughter to spend time with you. But lately we have come to know many things. Savitri, enough, her husband interrupted. But she ignored him. No, I am speaking today. She pointed towards Spurti. My daughter has her whole life ahead of her. What if people start associating her with your reputation? What if tomorrow somebody rejects her because they think she is also like you? Vaishnavi felt her throat tighten. I didn't do anything wrong. Whether you did or didn't is not my concern anymore. My concern is my daughter. So understand this clearly. Do not try to contact Spurti again. Do not come to this house again. Do not wait for things to become normal. They won't. Savitri, her husband shouted. Enough. She is our guest. But Savitri continued. My concern is my daughter's future. If tomorrow people reject her marriage proposals because of such associations, who will answer for it? The elderly grandfather finally intervened. Enough. His voice was calm but firm. Whether you like her or not, she came here to wish your daughter. Invited or uninvited, she is standing here as a guest. You have no right to insult her. He looked at Vaishnavi. The pain in her eyes was impossible to miss. For a brief moment, Vaishnavi wanted to explain everything. She wanted to tell them she had done nothing wrong. She wanted to ask why everyone had already judged her. But she realized there was no point. Without saying another word, she quietly walked toward the gate. Outside, Spurthi's father followed her. Vaishnavi, please wait. She stopped. I am really sorry for what happened. His voice was filled with guilt. Please don't take her words seriously. He pointed toward the gift. At least take it back. Vaishnavi shook her head. No, uncle. A faint smile appeared on her face. It is Spurthi's birthday. Please let it stay. She folded her hands respectfully. Thank you. Then she walked away. The old grandfather watched her leave. After a long silence, he turned toward Savitri. I don't know whether the allegations against her are true or false. But one thing I know. He pointed toward the gate. That girl's eyes are carrying pain, not arrogance. You hurt her badly today. The celebration continued. But it no longer felt like a celebration. That evening, Krishna Prasad went to Lata Shree's house. She opened the door and looked surprised. Brother, please come in. After they sat down, Krishna Prasad remained quiet for a few moments. Then he looked at her. Sister, I wanted to ask you something. Lata Shree nodded. This morning, Vaishnavi came home. She was very upset. She told me what happened at Spurthi's birthday. I know she wasn't invited. She still went because she didn't want to lose that friendship. She only wanted to give the gift, wish Spurthi, and leave. He looked down for a moment before continuing. When she came back, she kept asking me the same question. What mistake did I make? I didn't know what to answer. Lata Shree remained quiet. I also heard that you were there. You saw everything. So I wanted to understand something. Why didn't you say anything? I'm not asking why you supported someone else. I'm only asking why you couldn't say even one sentence to Vaishnavi. He continued in the same calm tone. This isn't only about today's incident. You know what she's going through at the office. People have already started keeping their distance. Some have already judged her. As her aunt, I thought she would at least have your support. I'm not saying you had to argue with anyone, but sometimes, just standing beside a person makes a difference. He looked at Lata Shree again. You've known Vaishnavi since she was a child. If you had any doubt, why didn't you ask her directly? One conversation could have cleared everything. I keep thinking about that. Lata Shree lowered her head. Krishna Prasad sighed softly. That's all I wanted to ask. I couldn't understand it. After a long moment, she spoke softly. Brother, I wish things were that simple. Krishna Prasad frowned. What do you mean? Without saying a word, Lata opened her laptop. She turned the screen toward him. The sofa room photograph appeared. Krishna Prasad stared at it. His expression hardened. For several moments, neither spoke. Then he slowly looked up. You believe this? Lata sighed. I don't know what to believe anymore. Management believes it. HR believes it. Circumstantial evidence supports it. And I am in a position where I cannot openly oppose everyone. Krishna Prasad stared at her. So because everyone believes it, my daughter must suffer? Lada closed her eyes. I am also helpless. Krishna Prasad stood up. No. His voice was calm. You are not helpless. You are choosing not to help. The words hit harder than a shout. For a moment, neither spoke. Then Krishna Prasad turned and walked toward the door. Before leaving, he stopped. I lost my wife. Vaishnavi lost her mother. I never imagined that one day she would lose her mother for the second time. Lada looked up. Krishna Prasad continued. Today, when she called someone else mother, she was told not to use that word. His eyes filled with disappointment. That girl has lost enough people already. He opened the door. I just hope one day all of you realize what you have done to her. Without waiting for a reply, he walked away. Lada remained seated in silence. The photograph was still open on the laptop screen. But for the first time, she could not bring herself to look at it. Lada Sri sighed deeply. Brother, you may be wondering why I didn't support Vaishnavi even when I had the opportunity. Krishna Prasad remained silent. Lada continued. Try looking at it from my perspective. Everyone in the organization knows that Vaishnavi is related to me. This incident has not only damaged her image, it has affected mine as well. She leaned back in her chair. Do you know what people are saying? They say I protected her only because she is my relative. They say I influenced HR and management to save her job. She paused. 6 months ago, I came across a different incident. A male employee and a female employee were talking in the office. While speaking, the boy casually placed his hand in an inappropriate place. It happened only once. It might even have been accidental. But I didn't take chances. I had him removed from the project immediately. Krishna Prasad listened quietly. Lada continued. That is the same Lada Sri. The same person who took strict action for a minor incident. Now imagine how my seniors look at me. They know I have seen this photograph. They know I am related to Vaishnavi. And yet they see me requesting management not to terminate her. She smiled bitterly. Years of hard work. Years of building a reputation. One incident was enough to make people question my judgment. She looked directly at him. And now you ask me why I am unable to openly support her. For several moments, Krishna Prasad did not respond. Finally, he extended his hand. Can I have that photograph? Lada hesitated for a moment before handing it over. Take it. That evening, Krishna Prasad returned home. Vaishnavi was sitting alone in her room. He quietly walked in and sat beside her. For a few moments, neither of them spoke. He took the photograph from his pocket and handed it to her. The moment she saw it, her face changed. She stared at it for a few seconds before lowering her head. Father, I don't even know how to answer this. Her voice was barely audible. If you're asking whether that's really me, it isn't. She looked at him. And if even you feel I could do something like this. She struggled to finish the sentence. I don't think I'll be able to live with that. Krishna Prasad immediately placed his hand on hers. Don't. Never say that again. She remained silent. He looked at her and said quietly, I've watched you grow up. I know the kind of person you are. I don't need anyone to tell me who my daughter is. Tears rolled down Vaishnavi's cheeks. She didn't try to wipe them. Krishna Prasad glanced at the photograph once more. There is something else I want to tell you. She waited. Don't try to go back to Lavanya or Spurthi. Vaishnavi lowered her eyes. I know you still care about them, but you've already done everything you could. You went there today. You wished her. You gave her the gift. Beyond that, there is nothing more you have to prove. He kept the photograph on the table. What happened at the office should have stayed inside the office. But somehow, it reached people outside. That didn't happen on its own. I don't know who is behind it, but someone is making sure these stories spread. He looked at her. So don't keep running after people who have already made up their minds. If they truly know you, they'll come back one day. And if they don't, you shouldn't spend your life convincing them. Vaishnavi nodded slowly. I understand, Father. Krishna Prasad smiled. Life has a strange way of changing. Some people walk out, others walk in. You don't have to force either. He stood up and gently touched her head. Eat something. And get some rest. We'll deal with the rest tomorrow. Vaishnavi watched him walk towards the door. Just before he stepped out, she called softly, "Father." He turned. "Thank you." He smiled, nodded once, and quietly left the room. Vaishnavi looked at the photograph one last time. Then she folded it, placed it inside the drawer, and closed it. She wasn't ready to forget. But she had decided to stop chasing people who no longer wanted to walk beside her. The next day, a new team member joined the department. "Everyone, this is Mr. Manikanta," announced Samir. "He has recently joined as an associate and will be part of our team." Pointing around the room, he continued, "This is Jyosna, this is Ollie, this is Gurnath Singh, this is Ambika, and this is Renu." Vaishnavi noticed that Samir had deliberately skipped her introduction. Manikanta looked around curiously. "Sir, who is she?" he asked, pointing toward Vaishnavi. "Isn't she also part of our team?" A few people exchanged glances. Samir smiled sarcastically. "Oh, right. This is Vaishnavi, the person who recently became famous. Ask anyone around here, and they'll tell you all about her." A few employees chuckled. Manikanta looked confused. "Oh, is that so? There must be an interesting story behind that. Anyway, I'm happy to work with you." Vaishnavi lowered her gaze, feeling uncomfortable. Samir laughed mockingly. Manikanta frowned. "Why is everyone laughing?" "Nothing," said Samir casually. "Why don't you introduce yourself?" "Sure." Manikanta stood up confidently. "My name is Manikanta. I'm from Hyderabad. I completed my B.Tech in computer science engineering. I'm proficient in SQL, Java, and Python. My hobbies include painting, solving Sudoku puzzles, and taking long walks in quiet places at night." The team listened attentively. "I stay in Balanagar, near Ferozgada colony." Vaishnavi's eyes widened slightly. "He lives in my colony?" That was the first thought that crossed her mind. The induction session continued smoothly, and by the end of the day, Manikanta had made a good first impression on everyone. That evening, Vaishnavi was shopping at a supermarket near her colony. "Hello, Vaishnavi." She turned around and saw Manikanta. "Hi," she replied faintly. "You live here?" he asked. "Yes." "Oh, that's nice. Which area exactly? Why do you want to know?" "Nothing. I was just asking casually. I also stay nearby. I was actually happy to know that someone from the office lives in the same locality." Vaishnavi looked at him for a moment. "I don't know what's there to be happy about. We are colleagues, Mr. Manikanta. There is no need for any special friendship." Before he could respond, she picked up her bag and walked away. Manikanta stood there silently, wondering what had upset her. The next day, the team gathered for a review meeting. Samir was looking at the presentation Vaishnavi had prepared. "Vaishnavi, for the Waterfall to Agile conversion presentation, I asked you to prepare a PPT. What sort of mess is this?" The room fell silent. "How am I supposed to present this before senior management? You can't even perform a simple task. Do you expect me to teach you basic Mississippi office skills as well?" "I don't have time for that." Vaishnavi remained silent. "I really don't understand how people put all sorts of things in their resumes and get selected. You were almost qualified as a manager. I seriously don't know how that happened." Manikanta, who was sitting nearby, finally spoke. "Mr. Samir, may I say something?" "Yes." "I went through the presentation as well. Honestly, I think it is quite good. I couldn't find any major issues." Samir looked at him. "So now you're challenging my judgment, Mr. Manikanta?" "No, sir. That's not what I'm saying. I just feel that this is not the right way to provide feedback." She spent time preparing more than 20 slides. "If there are mistakes, they can be discussed professionally. You are wasting my time with this lecture." "Sir, my point is simple. If there is an issue with her work, it can be discussed privately. We are professionals and should be treated professionally." Samir smiled sarcastically. Looking at Vaishnavi, he said, "Interesting. After Siddharth, it seems you've found a new friend." A few people looked at each other awkwardly. Samir closed his laptop and walked away. Vaishnavi turned toward Manikanta. "Mr. Manikanta, please mind your own business." He looked surprised. You heard what he said, right? If I make a mistake, my manager has every right to correct me. Vaishnavi, correcting someone and insulting someone are two different things. I don't need anyone to fight my battles. I wasn't fighting your battle. I was only saying what I felt was right. Well, please don't do it again. Why? Because I already have enough problems. It feels like you joined this team only to increase them. For a moment, Manikanta had no reply. Vaishnavi picked up her laptop and walked away. Ever since the incident with Siddharth, she had stopped believing in friendships with men. Whenever someone tried to get close to her, she instinctively pushed them away before they could become a part of her life. One day, during breakfast, the team was discussing their newest member. "This newcomer is really strange," said Renu. "What happened now?" asked Ambika. "We shared lunch yesterday. I gave him food from my hostel, and he gave me food from his home. After tasting my hostel food, he actually went looking for the hostel warden." Everyone laughed. What did he do? He told the warden that the food quality was poor, hygiene standards were not being maintained, and if things didn't improve, he would complain to the food inspector. The team burst into laughter. And because of that, the warden asked me to vacate the hostel within a week. Before the laughter could settle, Gurpreet added another story. "That's nothing. Last weekend, he was roaming around in a graveyard." "A graveyard?" asked Jyosna. "Yes." When someone asked him why, he said Lord Shiva spends time in cremation grounds, and he wanted to understand how that feels. Everyone laughed again. "I heard another story," said Ollie. He saw an elderly woman selling roasted corn by the roadside. After talking to her, he went searching for her son and scolded him for making his mother work at that age. "Definitely eccentric," said Ambika. "It seems we have a very unusual person in our team," said Gurpreet. Just then, lunchtime arrived. Most of the team gathered around a table. Vaishnavi, as usual, sat alone. Manikanta noticed. "Why isn't Vaishnavi sitting with us?" he asked. The table suddenly became quiet. "Mani, let it be," said Gurpreet. "This arrangement is safer for everyone." "What do you mean?" "You are new here. Whoever supports her attracts Samir's attention. Yesterday, you shouldn't have interfered either. Now Samir has already formed an opinion about you." Manikanta listened silently. "And what did you gain?" continued Gurpreet. "Not even a thank you from Vaishnavi. She shouted at you instead." "No, Gurpreet," said Manikanta. "If someone is suffering, we shouldn't ignore it." The others looked at him. "If we see injustice, we should speak against it. We shouldn't remain silent because we fear consequences. Whether it is a promotion, a salary increase, or a manager's opinion, none of those things are more important than doing what is right." Nobody replied. If everyone keeps avoiding her, one day she will completely lose faith in people. "Everything you're saying is correct," said Ambika. "But practically speaking, we can't take that risk. From management to HR, nobody seems to be on her side. We are sorry." Manikanta nodded and stood up. Carrying his lunchbox, he walked toward Vaishnavi and sat opposite her. "Hi, Vaishnavi." She looked up briefly. "What did you bring for lunch today?" She immediately looked uncomfortable. "Please leave." "What happened?" "Please get up and go." "Relax. Why are you sitting alone? Why don't you join us?" "That's my choice. I just feel bad seeing you sit alone every day. I don't need anyone's sympathy." "It isn't sympathy. For your own good, I'm telling you. Leave before Samir notices you sitting here. Otherwise, he will start targeting you as well." For a few seconds, neither spoke. Finally, Manikanta stood up. "All right." He returned to the team table. The moment he sat down, Gurpreet smiled. "See? I told you. She's arrogant." Manikanta looked at him. "Why do you say that?" "Everyone knows her story." "What story?" "I heard she was involved in some scandal. That's why she lost her promotion. People say her character is questionable." "That's enough, Gurpreet." The table became silent. "I'm not making it up," said Gurpreet. "Even management says so." Manikanta shook his head. "Hearsay." "What?" "Tell me something. Do you smell with someone else's nose?" The team looked confused. "No." "Do you eat with someone else's mouth?" "Of course not." "Then why do you think with someone else's brain?" Nobody answered. Unless we see something ourselves, understand it ourselves, and analyze it ourselves, we shouldn't judge people. Rumors are not evidence. For the first time, the entire table fell silent. At the corner of the cafeteria, Vaishnavi had heard every word. For a moment, she looked toward Manikanta. Then she quietly returned to her lunch. A week later, the company announced a team outing. On the 6th of June, there will be a team outing to Leonia Resort, said HR. Attendance is mandatory. Those who do not wish to come to the resort must report to the office and work as usual. Attendance will be marked either at the office or at the resort. The day of the outing finally arrived. After learning that Samir would not be joining the trip, Vaishnavi decided to attend. The resort was crowded with visitors. As the team was exploring the premises, they noticed a movie shooting taking place nearby. A young actress was shooting a scene. Immediately, several employees rushed toward her for selfies and autographs. Only 2 people remained where they were: Vaishnavi and Manikanta. Since the actress was relatively new, there were very few security personnel around her. Suddenly, a voice called out, "Excuse me." The actress turned around. "I watched your movie recently." She smiled. "Thank you, but you need to improve your acting." The smile disappeared. Everyone froze. Especially the crying scenes, continued Manikanta. "Anyone can tell that you're acting. The emotions don't feel natural." The entire team stared at him. "What is he doing?" whispered Gurpreet. "I don't know," replied Ambika. The actress looked confused. "I think you should focus more on acting and less on glamour. Your future will be much brighter." Nobody knew what to say. "I didn't say anything wrong," said Manikanta calmly. Unnecessary appreciation destroys people. Honest feedback helps them grow. The actress stood speechless. "Please take my feedback seriously. I genuinely mean well." As he walked away, the entire team continued staring at him. Vaishnavi sighed. "Oh God, is there some wiring problem inside his head?" For the first time in many days, she almost smiled. Whoever marries him is going to suffer. Later, everyone headed toward the swimming pool. Most people changed into swimming attire. Manikanta did not. To everyone's surprise, he jumped directly into the pool wearing his formal clothes. "Hey!" shouted Gurpreet. "What are you doing?" "Swimming." "Does anyone swim wearing formals?" "I do." The team laughed. Swimming with formals isn't difficult. But why? What if someone falls into a water tank unexpectedly? Real-life situations don't come with changing rooms. The laughter became louder. "We should know how to swim in whatever we are wearing." "Mani, you're impossible," said Gurpreet. "Thank you." The team laughed again. "You continue with your philosophy. We'll continue with our swimming." That evening, everyone gathered for dinner. Most seats were occupied. The only empty chair happened to be beside Manikanta. After a moment of hesitation, Vaishnavi sat down. Everyone else was busy talking. She quietly focused on her meal. Manikanta looked at her. "At the office, I understand. Samir is there." Vaishnavi immediately knew where the conversation was heading. "But we're outside the office now. Why don't you talk to people?" "Please let me eat peacefully, Mr. Manikanta." Before he could reply, Gurpreet interrupted. "Actually, Mani, I have a question." "What?" "The other day you said feedback should be given privately. Then why did you criticize that actress in front of everyone?" The table became silent. Manikanta thought for a moment. "Because situations are different." "How?" "That actress was being rude to her fans and behaving as though admiration was her right. Sometimes people like that need direct feedback." "And Vaishnavi?" "Vaishnavi is different." Everyone looked at him. "She is a very innocent and submissive person. Public criticism affects people like her differently." Before he could continue, Vaishnavi put down her spoon. "Who are you calling innocent and submissive?" The table became silent again. "Vaishnavi, I didn't mean. Choose your words carefully, Mr. Manikanta." He looked surprised. "Who are you to decide what kind of person I am?" "I was only trying to just stop." Nobody spoke. "I don't know about Samir." She looked directly at him. "But you are becoming the real problem in my life." The smile disappeared from Manikanta's face. Without another word, Vaishnavi resumed her meal. For the rest of the dinner, neither of them spoke. One day, in the same colony, an Ayyappa Swami Puja was being conducted at the house of Rama Shastri. All the devotees who were wearing the sacred Ayyappa Mala had been invited. Since Mani's father was also observing the Ayyappa Diksha that year, he too was invited. To assist his father, and because he had a deep interest in devotional activities, Manikanta accompanied him. Among the guests was Krishna Prasad, a close friend of Rama Shastri, who had come to participate in the bhajans. The celebrations began with great devotion. As each Swami arrived, Rama Shastri personally welcomed them and washed their feet as a mark of respect. The atmosphere was filled with the fragrance of incense, the glow of lamps, and the chanting of Ayyappa bhajans. Manikanta was known in the colony for two special talents. He was an excellent singer and a gifted violin player. When the bhajan started, he sang devotional songs dedicated to Lord Ayyappa while accompanying himself on the violin. His voice carried deep devotion, and the violin seemed to echo the emotions of every prayer. Everyone present was mesmerized. Among the devotees standing near the sacred 18 steps was Rama Shastri's 7-year-old daughter. A tragedy had struck the family a few years earlier. Due to a medical condition, the little girl had completely lost her eyesight. As the devotees prepared to light camphor on the 18 sacred steps, Rama Shastri's wife gently held her daughter's hand and guided her. "Fold your hands before Swami," she whispered. The little girl obeyed. Then she carefully guided her hand toward a small lamp so that she too could participate in the ritual. At that moment, Manikanta happened to look closely at the child. Something caught his attention. He did not say anything. He simply observed and remained silent. The puja continued and concluded successfully. After the Padi Puja, arrangements were made to serve food to all the devotees. Once again, Rama Shastri personally attended to everyone. He washed their hands before and after meals and ensured that every guest was comfortable. While watching him, Manikanta noticed something else. Behind Rama Shastri's smile was a deep pain. A pain that never seemed to leave his eyes. Yet this was neither the time nor the place to ask about it. After the meals, Rama Shastri approached Manikanta. "Is he your son?" he asked Mani's father. "Yes, Swami. He seems like a wonderful boy, and he plays the violin beautifully." Manikanta respectfully folded his hands. "Thank you, Swami." Soon, all the devotees departed for their homes. Late in the evening, only Krishna Prasad and Rama Shastri remained seated before the sacred 18 steps. The lamps were still glowing softly. Both men sat silently, praying. Krishna Prasad noticed tears in Rama Shastri's eyes. In his heart, Rama Shastri prayed, "Swami Ayyappa, please help my daughter." Krishna Prasad too silently prayed for the child. Just then, a voice came from behind them. "Swami." They turned around. It was Manikanta. "Yes, child," said Rama Shastri. "What is it? Can I speak with both of you for a few minutes?" "Of course. Come, sit." Manikanta sat down. For a few moments, he remained silent. Then he spoke gently. "Today, throughout the puja, I watched you serving everyone. You washed their feet. You washed their hands. You attended to every devotee with great devotion." Rama Shastri nodded. "But behind all that service, I could see pain in your eyes. What is troubling you, Swami?" The question struck directly at his heart. For a moment, Rama Shastri hesitated. Then, unable to hold back his emotions any longer, he broke down. "My daughter," he said through tears. "She is only 7 years old. Due to a medical condition, she lost her eyesight. We consulted doctors everywhere. Finally, a famous ophthalmologist told us that nothing could be done. He said she would remain blind for the rest of her life." Tears rolled down his cheeks. "My poor child has never truly seen the beauty of this world. To cope with the pain, I have immersed myself in Ayyappa Puja. By serving Ayyappa devotees with devotion, I am trying to heal and gradually leave that pain behind." Krishna Prasad placed a comforting hand on his shoulder. After listening quietly, Manikanta spoke. "Swami, I don't think you should lose hope." Both men looked at him. "What do you mean?" "While your daughter was lighting the lamp today, I carefully observed her eyes. The iris was responding. The two men stared at him. In my opinion, her condition may not be hopeless. Rama Shastri was shocked, but Dr. Surendra himself said it cannot be cured. Manikanta smiled. Swami, he is a doctor, not God. The words hung in the air. Then he continued. I am not speaking casually. After such a sacred puja, I feel strongly that your daughter can be treated. Consider this a message from Ayyappa himself. You truly believe that? Yes. What should we do? Seek a second opinion. Consult another ophthalmologist. For the first time in years, a small spark of hope appeared in Rama Shastri's eyes. The very next day, Rama Shastri, his wife, and their daughter visited another eye specialist. That evening, Krishna Prasad's phone rang. It was Rama Shastri. As soon as Krishna Prasad answered, he heard sobbing from the other side. Swami, what happened? Through tears of joy, Rama Shastri replied, the doctor says she can be treated. Krishna Prasad stood up in shock. What? Yes, he says surgery is possible. Her vision can be restored. Both men were overwhelmed with emotion. We are arranging the surgery immediately, Rama Shastri said. Whatever it costs, we will do it. After the call ended, Krishna Prasad sat silently. His thoughts returned to Manikanta. What kind of young man was he? While renowned doctors had given up hope, he had observed a tiny detail that everyone else had missed. And he had the courage to challenge an expert's conclusion. Looking at the sacred image of Lord Ayyappa, Krishna Prasad folded his hands. Perhaps, he whispered, after the puja, Ayyappa himself sent Manikanta to this house. From that day onward, Krishna Prasad developed immense respect for Manikanta. And that was how Krishna Prasad first came to know who Manikanta truly was. As a young man blessed with extraordinary observation, compassion, and faith. Vaishnavi's birthday was only 2 days away. Krishna Prasad sat quietly in the living room, watching his daughter. For months, he had seen disappointment after disappointment come her way. Every day seemed to bring a new reason for her to lose hope. He sighed. No matter where I take her, no matter what gift I buy, she won't be happy. He knew the real reason. Every year, Vaishnavi had celebrated her birthday with Sporty and Lavanya. They would spend the entire day together, watch movies, laugh over old memories, and end the night talking for hours. This year would be different, and he knew it. A few days later, he noticed Sporty buying groceries at a nearby market. After a brief hesitation, he walked toward her. Hello, Sporty. She turned and smiled politely. Hello, Uncle. How are you? I'm doing well. How are your parents? They're doing well too, Uncle. Good. There was a brief pause. May I speak with you for a few minutes? Of course, Uncle. Krishna Prasad gathered his thoughts. I know things are not good between you and Vaishnavi. Sporty remained silent. I am not asking you to become friends again. Still, she said nothing. Her birthday is in 2 days. For the first time, Sporty lowered her eyes. I know your friendship may never return to what it once was. But if possible, could you spend even an hour with her that day? He continued gently. She is going through a very difficult phase. Your presence would mean a lot to her. Sporty looked uncomfortable. Uncle. Krishna Prasad smiled sadly. I know I am asking a lot, but I am asking as a father. For a few moments, Sporty remained silent. Then she spoke. I'm sorry, Uncle. I can't. Krishna Prasad's face fell. But why, dear? Sporty took a deep breath. Once upon a time, she was my best friend. Her voice softened briefly. But things are not the same anymore. She looked away. If my mother sees me talking to Vaishnavi, she will create a huge issue at home. Then she added quietly, and honestly, the attachment I once had for her, it's gone. Krishna Prasad listened without interrupting. Sporty continued. Uncle, you are looking at this only as a father. What do you mean? You are thinking about your daughter. She paused. But what about the other people who got hurt? Krishna Prasad's expression changed. The marriage proposal she brought for Lavanya. Sporty shook her head. After everything that happened, Lavanya left home. Even today, she refuses to tell anyone where she is staying. She looked directly at him. Who is responsible for that? Krishna Prasad had no answer. And I don't even want to discuss the office incident. Silence hung between them. Finally, Sporty spoke again. I respect you, uncle. That's why I'm being honest. Her voice remained respectful but firm. Please don't make me keep saying no. I don't want to argue with you. I don't want to speak badly about Vaishnavi. But I cannot do what you're asking. Krishna Prasad lowered his head. For a moment, neither spoke. Then Sporty folded her hands respectfully. I'm sorry, uncle. With that, she picked up her grocery bag and walked away. Krishna Prasad stood there for several seconds. He had come hoping to bring a little happiness to his daughter. Instead, he walked home carrying another disappointment. It was a routine review meeting. Everyone in the conference room had a seat except Vaishnavi. Vaishnavi. The discussion dragged on for more than 2 hours. Vaishnavi remained standing quietly, taking notes and answering questions whenever required. Finally, she spoke. Samir, I've been standing for quite some time. May I bring a chair from one of the nearby cabins? Without even looking at her, Samir replied, Why bring a chair? Sit on someone's lap. For a moment, the room fell silent. Samir immediately added, Oh, come on. It was just a joke. Go and get a chair. Vaishnavi lowered her eyes and quietly turned toward the door. Wait, Vaishnavi. It was Manikanta. She stopped. Did you hear what he just said? Leave it, Mani, she replied softly. No. The firmness in his voice surprised everyone. He turned toward Samir. What exactly did you mean by that comment? Samir leaned back in his chair. It was a joke. No. Manikanta shook his head. That wasn't a joke. Don't overreact. Overreact? Manikanta stared at him. She has been standing here for 2 hours. She asks for a chair and that's your response. Samir's expression hardened. Mind your language. You should mind yours first. The room became uncomfortable. Nobody spoke. Manikanta looked around. Did nobody hear what he said? Everyone avoided eye contact. Samir smirked. See? Nobody has a problem except you. Manikanta looked at Vaishnavi. She remained silent. After a few moments, he picked up his notebook. Fine. He closed it. I am leaving this meeting. Then he looked directly at Samir. And I will be reporting this matter to HR. Without waiting for a response, he walked out. That afternoon, an HR meeting was scheduled. Present in the room were Maya from HR, Samir, Vaishnavi, Manikanta. Several members of the team Maya began. Manikanta has raised a concern that an inappropriate remark was made during today's meeting. She turned toward Vaishnavi. Vaishnavi, did Samir make such a comment? The question made Vaishnavi uncomfortable. Memories flooded her mind. The previous HR discussions, the humiliations, the gossip, the accusations, the feeling of being judged. Her hands trembled slightly. She lowered her head. The room waited. Finally, Maya repeated Vaishnavi. After a long pause, she replied, No. Manikanta stared at her. What? She didn't look at him. No. He didn't say anything inappropriate. For a moment, Manikanta could not believe what he had heard. Maya then turned toward the others. Did anyone hear such a comment? The room remained silent. Finally, Ambika spoke. No, I didn't hear anything. One by one, the others gave similar responses. No, nothing like that. I don't remember. Manikanta felt his frustration growing. Then Maya looked back at Vaishnavi. So you're confirming that no inappropriate comment was made? Yes. Manikanta could not remain silent. Vaishnavi, why are you saying that? She suddenly looked up. For the first time, her voice rose. He didn't mean he didn't. The room became silent. Vaishnavi, no. She stood up. If you have a problem with Samir, deal with it yourself. Her voice trembled with emotion. Don't drag me into it. With that, she walked out of the room. After she left, Maya continued the inquiry. But every witness gave the same answer. Nobody supported Manikanta's statement. Finally, Maya closed her notebook. Mr. Manikanta, this is a serious allegation. It is the truth. Perhaps that is what you believe. I heard it with my own ears. Maya sighed. Unfortunately, there is no supporting testimony. She slid a document across the table. Since this is your first formal misconduct issue, this will be treated as a warning. Manikanta looked at the paper. A warning letter for reporting something he knew had happened. That evening, Manikanta walked back to the team area. He placed the warning letter on his desk. Nobody said a word. He looked around the room. I have only one question. When Samir made that comment, were all of you really unable to hear it? Nobody answered. He gave a faint smile. I don't believe that. You all heard it. What I don't understand is, what were you so afraid of? Losing your ratings? Losing your manager's support? Or losing your comfort? He looked at each of them. I've never seen people so frightened of speaking one simple truth. If a complaint is genuine, HR investigates. If he's innocent, nothing happens. If he's guilty, action is taken. That's how every company works. So why was telling the truth so difficult? He held up the warning letter. I received this because I chose to speak. I can accept that. What I can't accept is that everyone decided it was easier to stay silent. He continued calmly. When a woman is insulted, supporting the person who insulted her is wrong, but staying silent after witnessing it isn't very different. You may not have spoken against her. You simply left her to fight alone. One of the team members finally spoke. Mani, we deserve what you're saying, but even Vaishnavi didn't support you. She herself said Samir hadn't made that comment. If the victim says that, what were we supposed to do? Manikanta looked at him for a moment. I expected that answer. He nodded once. Tell me something. If someone is already being humiliated, already being judged, already carrying the fear of losing her job, do you really expect her to stand there and make things worse for herself? He shook his head. She wasn't protecting Samir. She was trying to protect herself. There is a difference. He looked around once more. I thought at least one of you would understand that. I was wrong. He picked up his bag. Anyway, the warning letter is mine. The silence belongs to all of us. After saying that, he walked away. The room remained silent long after he had gone. Vaishnavi was about to open the gate and step into her house when a familiar voice came from behind. So, this is where you live? She froze. Turning around, she found Manikanta standing a few feet away. A look of panic crossed her face. Please leave, she said immediately. Manikanta folded his arms. No, Vaishnavi. Not today. Please. For how long are you going to avoid me? Tell me one thing. If you don't stand up for yourself, who will? Vaishnavi lowered her eyes. Do you even have a little self-respect? He continued. Why did you support Samir? Because of that, I had to bow my head before HR. I received a warning letter for raising my voice against him. I'm sorry, Mr. Mani, she said softly. You tried to help me and I betrayed your trust. I truly am sorry. Please don't create a scene here. I'm not here to create a scene. I only want answers. Just then, a voice came from above. Mr. Mani. Both of them looked up. Standing on the terrace was Krishna Prasad. Why are you both standing outside? Please come in. Dad. Vaishnavi protested. Krishna Prasad smiled. I said bring him inside. A few minutes later, Manikanta entered the house. Hello, sir. I'm Manikanta. I live in the next lane. Krishna Prasad's eyes brightened. So you are the young man? Manikanta looked confused. You know me? Of course I do. You are the one who convinced my friend Ramnath to seek a second opinion from another ophthalmologist based on a small observation. Manikanta smiled modestly. Oh, that one observation saved his eyesight. For a moment, Vaishnavi stared at Manikanta in surprise. So he was the person Dad had been talking about all this time. Please sit down, Krishna Prasad said warmly. After everyone settled down, he asked, so, how do you know my daughter? We work in the same company. Same team. Oh, really? Vaishnavi never mentioned that. He laughed gently. Then again, for the last few months, she hardly talks about anything. Suddenly, he remembered something. Oh, by the way, you came at the perfect time. Manikanta looked puzzled. Today is Vaishnavi's birthday. What? For the first time that evening, Manikanta looked embarrassed. I'm sorry. I came here ready to argue with her. Krishna Prasad laughed. Arguments can wait. Today you're our unexpected birthday guest. At that moment, Vaishnavi emerged from the kitchen carrying a bowl. Please serve him some porridge, Krishna Prasad said. Dad, go on. You made it yourself today. Reluctantly, she placed the bowl before Manikanta. He accepted it with an awkward smile. After a few moments of silence, Manikanta looked around. Where is Auntie, Uncle? A shadow crossed Krishna Prasad's face. Vaishnavi lost her mother when she was very young. Manikanta immediately lowered his head. I'm sorry, Uncle. It's all right. The conversation drifted for a while before Krishna Prasad suddenly spoke. Mr. Mani, I want to apologize for my daughter's behavior. Please don't, Uncle. No. I know there must be a reason you came here. And I also know my daughter has become distant from everyone. He sighed. She has no one with whom she can share her pain. Then he looked directly at Manikanta. Will you be her friend? Vaishnavi, who was standing nearby, looked shocked. Manikanta smiled. I have no objection, Uncle. In fact, I've tried many times. I always felt she was lonely. I encouraged her to mingle with people, but she keeps pushing everyone away. For the first time, Krishna Prasad saw genuine concern in the young man's voice. After a pause, Manikanta asked softly, Uncle, if you don't mind. What exactly happened? Everyone in the office talks about her. But what they say and what I see are completely different. Krishna Prasad remained silent. Then he spoke. For months ago, she was about to be promoted as a manager. Manikanta listened carefully. Then someone accused her of having an inappropriate relationship with a colleague named Siddhartha. His voice grew heavy. A photograph was used as evidence. Her promotion was cancelled. Her friends abandoned her. People judged her without listening to her side. He looked toward Vaishnavi's room. Since that day, her smile has disappeared. Behind a partially closed door, Vaishnavi stood silently listening. Tears slowly gathered in her eyes. For months, nobody had defended her. Nobody had questioned the accusation. Nobody had asked whether she was innocent. Yet the very man she had insulted repeatedly was now sitting there trying to understand her. Krishna Prasad handed his phone to Manikanta. This is the photograph. Manikanta studied it carefully. Several seconds passed. Then his expression changed. No. Krishna Prasad frowned. What happened? This doesn't look right. What do you mean? I can't explain it yet, Uncle. But something about this picture feels wrong. Krishna Prasad's eyes widened. Can you help her? If you trust me, send me this image. Without hesitation, Krishna Prasad shared it. Manikanta looked at the photograph once more before returning the phone. Uncle, I cannot promise miracles. Krishna Prasad waited quietly. But I can promise one thing. His voice was firm. If Vaishnavi is innocent, I will not stop until the truth comes out. The room fell silent. Then he smiled. Today is her birthday, right? Krishna Prasad nodded. Then let this be my birthday gift. What gift? Manikanta glanced toward Vaishnavi's room. I will bring back her smile. Can I have a word with her, Uncle? Krishna Prasad turned toward the hallway. Vaishnavi, dear. A few moments later, Vaishnavi stepped out of her room. She stood silently near the doorway, avoiding Manikanta's eyes. Manikanta took a deep breath. Vaishnavi, I know you get irritated whenever you see me. She remained silent. But I would request you to tolerate me for a few more days. For the first time, she looked at him. Since I have decided to involve myself in this matter, we may have to interact often until your problem is resolved. His voice was calm. After that, I promise I won't trouble you anymore. A strange feeling passed through Vaishnavi's heart. Manikanta continued. Today is your birthday. I don't want to discuss anything that makes you uncomfortable. He smiled faintly. If you're okay with it, I'll come tomorrow and speak to you. Before Vaishnavi could respond, Krishna Prasad spoke warmly. You are always welcome here, Mr. Mani. Manikanta folded his hands respectfully. Thank you, uncle. He nodded toward Vaishnavi. Good night. Then he turned and walked away. Krishna Prasad watched him leave with a smile. After a while, he went inside. Vaishnavi remained standing near the gate. The night breeze gently moved her hair. Her eyes followed Manikanta's disappearing figure until he vanished at the end of the street. A quiet smile touched her lips. You are wrong, Mani. I never get irritated when I see you. She lowered her eyes. The truth is, you are the only person who stood beside me when everyone else walked away. When people judged me, you chose to understand me. When everyone searched for reasons to blame me, you searched for the truth. She drew a slow breath. That is exactly why I keep pushing you away. My life has already become a topic for everyone. They created stories once. They won't hesitate to create new ones. If they see us together, they'll decide my character all over again. And this time, they may drag your name into it too. She slowly shook her head. I can't let that happen. You have done nothing except help me. You don't deserve the punishment that comes with knowing me. Her thoughts drifted to her father. The way he stood beside me. The trust he placed in me. I cannot allow anyone to question the values he raised me with. She looked into the distance. I wish things had been different. I wish we had met under happier circumstances. I wish my life had been as ordinary as yours. Her voice became softer. Maybe then, I wouldn't have been so afraid to talk to you. A tear slipped down her cheek. I don't know when it happened. I don't even know how it happened. But somewhere along the way, I began looking for you. Your words comfort me. Your presence gives me strength. And when you stay away, I miss you. She closed her eyes. I don't know what this feeling is. I don't have the courage to find out. She let out a slow breath. You deserve someone whose past doesn't follow her wherever she goes. Someone who doesn't carry so much pain. I'm not that person. So if I speak harshly, if I avoid you, if I pretend you don't matter, please don't hate me. I'm only trying to protect you from the life I am trapped in. She looked up at the evening sky. I like you, Mani. I like you far more than I should. But some feelings are safer when they remain inside the heart. Very softly, almost as though she feared even the wind might hear her, she whispered, I'm sorry. I'm truly sorry. Then she wiped her tears, straightened herself, and walked home carrying yet another secret that only her heart would ever know. The following evening, Manikanta visited Krishna Prasad's house as promised. After a few minutes of casual conversation, he turned towards Vaishnavi. I've been thinking about your case since yesterday. I think everyone has been looking at it from only one angle. Krishna Prasad looked at him. What do you mean? Everyone believes Siddharth did it because you slapped him in front of everyone. He was insulted. Naturally, revenge becomes the first conclusion. Vaishnavi nodded. That's exactly what everyone believed. Manikanta continued. To be honest, even I believed the same in the beginning. But the more I thought about it, the less convinced I became. Krishna Prasad asked, why? I made a few inquiries about Siddharth. What did you find? People describe him as someone who avoids problems. He isn't known for planning things. He doesn't usually take risks. He continued, now look at what happened. A false allegation was created. Rumors spread across the office. Your reputation was damaged. Your promotion was stopped. This wasn't something that happened in a moment. It needed planning. It needed coordination. I don't think Siddharth could have managed all of that by himself. Vaishnavi listened carefully. So you think someone helped him? I think someone used his anger. Siddharth had the reason, but someone else may have had the brain. Krishna Prasad nodded. That makes sense. Manikanta continued. There is one more thing. When HR questioned Siddharth, he admitted his involvement. Yes, Vaishnavi replied. He confessed. That is what caught my attention. A person acting alone usually tries to save himself. He denies. He blames someone else. He worries about losing his job. But Siddharth accepted it. That tells me he wasn't worried about the consequences. Krishna Prasad looked at him. What does that mean? It means he probably believed someone would protect him. Or at least, he believed the consequences wouldn't become too serious. So I stopped asking only one question. Who wanted revenge? I started asking another. Who benefited because Vaishnavi suffered? The room became thoughtful. After a moment, Manikanta asked Vaishnavi, on which date did all this happen? She answered immediately. 4th September. I'll never forget that date. What day was it? Thursday. Manikanta nodded. Good. Now tell me one more thing. Did HR call you immediately after the complaint? No. There was a gap. Exactly. He looked at both of them. In a company like ours, complaints don't directly land with HR. They first move through reporting managers, then delivery management. Only after that do they reach HR. So there is always some time in between. Krishna Prasad slowly nodded. That's true. Manikanta continued. Uncle, I heard someone say Latashri is Vaishnavi's aunt. He looked at Vaishnavi. Is that true? Before she could answer, Krishna Prasad replied, she isn't just her aunt. She is my own sister. Manikanta remained quiet for a moment. Then he said, that's very strange. Krishna Prasad asked, why? If the complaint had already reached the management chain, and if your sister came to know about it before HR officially called Vaishnavi, why didn't she warn her? She didn't have to hide the case. She didn't have to break company rules. But as a family member, she could have simply called. Vaishnavi, something serious has come up. Be careful. HR may contact you. Even that much would have been enough. But nothing reached her. That is what I cannot understand. Vaishnavi immediately shook her head. No, Mani. My aunt would never do something like that. I've never had any problem with her. Manikanta answered calmly. I'm not saying she is guilty. I'm only saying this part doesn't fit. I hope I'm completely wrong. But until I understand this gap, I can't ignore it. Krishna Prasad looked at Vaishnavi. I told you earlier, don't dismiss every possibility just because someone is family. Manikanta changed the topic. Forget your aunt for a moment. I want you to think about something else. Other than Siddharth, did anyone have a reason to dislike you? Did you complain about anyone? Did anyone lose something because of your actions? Ratings? A job? Anything? Vaishnavi thought quietly. After a few seconds, she spoke. There was one incident. A few months before all this, I conducted an audit. I reported several irregularities. One employee lost his promotion because of that report. Manikanta immediately asked, who? Samir. Krishna Prasad looked surprised. Did he know it was because of your findings? Yes. Manikanta nodded. That is important. I'm not saying Samir did it. But now we have another person who had a reason to be angry. He looked at Vaishnavi. One more question. Can you remember any incident involving your aunt? Anything that might have hurt her? Vaishnavi shook her head. I never wanted to hurt her. I always tried to help her. Krishna Prasad slowly spoke. There may be one reason. Both of them looked at him. Lata has only one worry. Lavanya. She has been struggling to find a marriage alliance for years. Every proposal gets rejected. But whenever people saw Vaishnavi, they admired her. Several alliances even asked about Vaishnavi instead. I've often felt Lata compares the two. I never wanted to believe it. But maybe that comparison slowly turned into resentment. Manikanta remained thoughtful. Jealousy. Professional revenge. Siddharth's anger. Each of them had a reason. But having a reason doesn't make someone guilty. What we need now is proof. If we find evidence, the entire truth will come out. Krishna Prasad nodded. For the first time, I feel we're asking the right questions. Vaishnavi looked at Manikanta. For months, everyone had been telling her what to believe. He was the first person trying to understand what had actually happened. The next morning, a traffic enforcement drive was underway near the main junction. Traffic police were checking helmets, driving licenses, and vehicle documents. A traffic constable signaled a motorcycle to stop. Sir, please pull over. The rider parked the motorcycle by the roadside. I'm sorry, sir, Manikanta said. I lost my helmet yesterday. I was on my way to buy a new one. I understand, sir, but I'll have to issue a challan. That's perfectly all right. As the constable began writing the challan, Ramnath happened to notice him. Ayyappa Swami. Manikanta turned around. Oh, sir. Ramnath walked towards him. So this is where we meet again. Manikanta smiled. Sir, my name is Manikanta. Ramnath laughed. For me, you'll always be Ayyappa Swami. He looked at the motorcycle. What happened? I misplaced my helmet yesterday, sir. I thought I'd buy one on the way. Ramnath immediately turned towards the constable. Who stopped him? I did, sir. Ramnath's expression became serious. Before stopping someone, do you even know whom you've stopped? The constable looked uneasy. Before he could answer, Manikanta interrupted. Sir, please don't scold him. He hasn't done anything wrong. I was riding without a helmet. He was only doing his duty. Ramnath looked at him. It's all right. Let him go. Manikanta shook his head. No, sir. That wouldn't be fair. The people standing there committed the same mistake. So did I. I don't deserve different treatment. If you really want to help me, please ask him to complete the challan quickly. I have to buy a helmet immediately. Ramnath looked at the constable. Complete the formalities. Just then, Vaishnavi happened to pass by. Hello, uncle. Hello, Vaishnavi. How's your father? He's doing well. She smiled politely. As she turned to leave, Manikanta greeted her. Hello, Vaishnavi. She looked at him, returned a small smile, and continued walking. After she left, Ramnath asked, You know Vaishnavi? Yes, sir. We work in the same office. Oh, what a small world. Krishna Prasad and I have been friends for almost 25 years. He paused for a moment. I always wanted to meet you. I just never imagined our first meeting would happen like this. Manikanta smiled. Ramnath continued. The other day, you asked me to get a second medical opinion. If you hadn't said that, my daughter might never have recovered her eyesight. I can never thank you enough. He placed his hand gently on Manikanta's shoulder. I sincerely wish you a happy life. May God always stand beside you. That's all I pray for. Thank you, sir. The constable completed the challan. Manikanta paid the fine, collected the receipt, and started his motorcycle. Before riding away, he closed his eyes for a brief moment. Dear God, if today's blessings are meant for me, please give them to Vaishnavi instead. She has already endured more pain than anyone should. She lost her mother when she was just a child, and life has continued to test her ever since. She has an innocent heart. Please make her life a little easier. Let her smile again. That alone will make me happy. He started the motorcycle and quietly rode away. That evening, Manikanta's father stood at the entrance of his son's room, completely unimpressed. What is this condition? Manikanta stood quietly with folded hands. His father pointed in every direction. Glasses on the bed, towel on the chair, dumbbells scattered everywhere. You people spent nearly 20,000 rupees on that violin, and you don't even know how to maintain it properly. Manikanta looked at the violin and then at his father. His father wasn't finished yet. And today you received a traffic challan. Manikanta sighed. Father. No. His father immediately interrupted. You're 28 years old. 28. And still behaving like a child. You can't keep your room clean. You lose your helmet. You get fined by traffic police. What exactly are you doing with your life? Manikanta simply stood there listening. His mother, who had heard this countless times before, quietly smiled from the side. Just then, knock. Knock. Everyone turned towards the door. His mother opened it. Standing outside was Ramnath. Ramnath, sir, she exclaimed. Please come in. The moment Ramnath entered, he noticed Manikanta standing with folded hands while his father continued his lecture. Ramnath immediately burst into laughter. Oh ho, what is happening here? Manikanta's father smiled. Nothing serious. Just educating my son. No. Ramnath raised his hand dramatically. Please stop immediately. Everyone laughed. Then he walked straight towards Manikanta, placed one arm around his shoulder, and gently pulled him closer. From today onwards, he is not only your son. He is our family member too. so don't scold him too much. Manikanta shook his head helplessly. His father laughed. See? Now he has people supporting him. Ramnath smiled. Of course. I am here for a reason. He took out an invitation card. Tomorrow is my daughter's birthday. We are celebrating it at Kartikei Grand. You all must come. No excuses. Manikanta's mother accepted the invitation. We will definitely come. For the next few minutes, they sat together discussing family matters, the temple, work, and various things. The atmosphere was warm and cheerful. Eventually, Ramnath got up to leave. As they walked him to the gate, they noticed a group of people burning heaps of dried leaves near the roadside. Smoke spread across the street. Ramnath frowned. Every year they do the same thing. His father looked outside. They probably think it's easier. Easier? Ramnath shook his head. Instead of burning them, they could use them as manure, unnecessarily creating pollution. For a brief moment, everyone looked towards the smoke-covered street. Then the conversation shifted to other topics. A few minutes later, Ramnath left. After he was gone, Manikanta's father closed the gate and looked towards his son. A mischievous smile appeared on his face. Oh, so people are appreciating you these days? Manikanta immediately understood where this was going. His father continued. Interesting. Very interesting. His mother smiled knowingly. His father folded his arms. You received a traffic challan today. You conveniently forgot to tell us that. But somehow the traffic police officer himself comes home and praises you. Manikanta couldn't help smiling. His father continued in a deliberately serious tone. And here I was thinking you spend your entire life making a mess out of your room. His mother laughed. Manikanta shook his head. Are you done? Not yet. His father pointed towards the room again. First clean that room. Then we'll discuss your achievements. Everyone laughed. Later that night, the house became quiet. Manikanta entered his room and sat down on the edge of his bed. His eyes casually fell on his phone. The photograph. Again. Without realizing it, his thoughts drifted back to the conversation near the gate. Smoke. Dried leaves. Burning leaves. Something about it felt familiar. He frowned. A strange thought flashed through his mind. Not a conclusion. Not an answer. Just a feeling. As though a missing piece of the puzzle was trying to reveal itself. He picked up the phone and stared at the photograph once again. For several seconds, he remained motionless. Something wasn't right. And for the first time, he felt he was very close to discovering what it was. So, Vaishnavi, I have a question for you. How did you and Siddharth become friends? Asked Manikanta. Vaishnavi continued. One day, Siddharth and I were heading home from work. Our vehicles stopped side by side at a traffic signal. That's when I noticed something unusual. Manikanta listened quietly. There was a woman begging on the roadside. Along with her was a young girl, maybe 15 or 16 years old. While everyone else was waiting for the signal to turn green, Siddharth kept staring at that girl. The way he was looking at her didn't feel right. Something about it made me uncomfortable. When the signal turned green, I noticed him following her. Then he moved in front of her. From what I saw, it looked like he was about to place his hands on her. I was disgusted. I immediately stopped him and thrashed him right there. Manikanta thought for a moment. Do you remember where exactly this happened? Raju Colony. Raju Colony. A thought crossed his mind. That's where Samir lives. Then he shook his head. Forget that for now. Do you know where that girl usually stays? Do you see her often? Yes. Where? Balanagar Crossroads. She still begs there. But whenever she sees me, she immediately runs away. Manikanta stood up. Can you come with me? Vaishnavi hesitated. Please. Just come once. After a brief pause, she nodded. Both of them headed towards Balanagar. As usual, the girl was there, moving from vehicle to vehicle, asking for alms. Before reaching her, Vaishnavi covered her face with a cloth and sat quietly behind Manikanta. A few moments later, the girl approached them. Brother, please give something. Instead of giving money, Manikanta asked, which school do you study in? The question caught her off guard. She hesitated. I study in Raja Public School. Manikanta looked at her uniform and then back at her. Really? The girl nodded nervously. This is not Raja Public School uniform. Her face immediately changed. This is a government school uniform. The girl froze. Manikanta's voice became stern. So you're lying and cheating people for money? No, brother. I think I should inform the police. The girl's eyes widened. They'll arrest you and send you to jail. Instantly, she started panicking. Please, brother, please don't do that. Manikanta took out his phone and clicked a photo. The girl's fear doubled. I am sending this photograph to the police. She burst into tears. Please, please don't. Crying won't change anything. His voice remained firm. I'll do what I have to do. The girl continued crying. After a few moments, Manikanta sighed. All right, stop crying. The girl slowly looked up. Relax. I only want to ask one question. He pointed behind him. Do you recognize this person? Vaishnavi slowly removed the cloth covering her face. The moment the girl saw her, she was visibly shocked. For a second, she couldn't even speak. Then she quickly shook her head. No. If you continue lying and refuse to speak the truth, I will complain to the police right now. The girl's lips trembled. Finally, she broke. Yes, I know her. Her voice was barely audible. Manikanta continued. The man she beat that day. The one who received beatings in public. Did he try to touch you inappropriately? The girl lowered her head. Yes. Vaishnavi closed her eyes. Even after all these months, the answer disturbed her. Then why did you later tell everyone that he didn't do anything wrong? Why did you say he was actually trying to help you? The girl struggled to answer. Fear was written all over her face. Again, Manikanta raised his phone. What happened? Do you want to go to jail? No. Then speak. Finally, the truth came out. One uncle told me to say all that. The same person who got beaten by Vaishnavi? No, it was someone else. He used to buy me biryani. He used to give me money. He trained me what to say. Manikanta immediately opened his phone gallery and showed her a photograph. By any chance, is this the person? It was Samir's photo. The girl looked at it and immediately nodded. Yes, he is the one. Manikanta wanted to be absolutely sure. Think carefully. Don't lie. If you're lying, I will inform the police. The girl shook her head repeatedly. No, brother. I am telling the truth. What else do you know? Those two used to take me to restaurants. The man who got beaten and this uncle. They used to buy me biryani and talk for a long time. What did they talk about? The girl tried to remember. I don't know everything. Tell me whatever you heard. She thought for a few moments. The man who got beaten used to keep giving updates about a woman named Vaishnavi. Vaishnavi and Manikanta exchanged glances. What kind of updates? He used to talk about what was happening with her, what was happening in the office, whether she was upset, things like that. Manikanta remained silent. Anything else? The girl nodded. One day they were talking about tablets. Vaishnavi immediately looked up. What tablets? I don't know, but I heard them discussing that only a limited number of tablets should be taken. Not enough to die. The moment those words left her mouth, something flashed through Vaishnavi's mind. The suicide attempt, the sympathy, the drama, the attention it had received. A horrible realization began forming inside her. Manikanta looked at the girl. This time there was no anger in his eyes, only disappointment. For the sake of a few plates of biryani and some money. You helped the very people who destroyed the life of the woman who stood up for you. The girl lowered her head in shame. Do you even realize how much pain she went through because of those lies? Tears rolled down the girl's cheeks. But neither Vaishnavi nor Manikanta said another word. The damage had already been done. That evening, Siddharth was busy with his pre-wedding photo shoot. Friends were teasing him. Relatives were greeting him. Laughter and chatter filled the venue. During a short break, Siddharth stepped aside. A voice came from behind. Hello, Mr. Siddharth. You seem very happy today. Looking good in that suit. Siddharth turned around. Thank you, sir, he replied with a smile. but please don't mind. I don't think I recognize you." "Oh, that's all right," said the stranger. "I'm from the same company. Different department. I often see you around the office campus." "Oh, is it?" Siddharth smiled. "Thank you for coming." "Which department do you work in?" "Development." "Where exactly?" "Near the sofa room." "The same sofa room where you and your friend used to go." For a moment, Siddharth found the remark unusual, but he quickly recovered. "Oh, okay. Nice meeting you. Please enjoy the function. After this, we have dinner arrangements as well." "Thank you," replied Manikanta. Siddharth smiled and said, "You probably recognize me from the banner." Manikanta smiled. "No, I recognized you from this." He opened his phone and showed him the photograph. The sofa room photograph. The photograph that had destroyed Vaishnavi's reputation. The moment Siddharth saw it, his smile disappeared. His attention shifted completely. "Who are you? And what do you want?" "My name is Manikanta, and I want to know the truth behind this photograph. Who created it? Who morphed it?" Siddharth's voice became firmer. "Listen, this is my pre-wedding function. Don't create a scene. Please leave before I call the police." "Police?" Manikanta asked calmly. "Go ahead. But when they arrive, I'll also tell them about the incident involving the minor girl." Siddharth fell silent. Telling lies inside a corporate office and giving false statements are one thing. Many companies don't escalate such matters legally. But what happened in Raju Colony is different. Someone recorded the incident where Vaishnavi beat you. The girl has already spoken. If she decides to file a complaint, your next ceremony may not be a wedding ceremony. Siddharth's face lost color. "Sir, please. Please don't involve me in this. I had so many dreams about my life. My marriage. My future. Please don't destroy everything." Then Siddharth lowered his voice. "This issue ended long ago. Vaishnavi has probably accepted her fate. Everyone has moved on. People are enjoying their positions and power. Please leave it there." For the first time, disappointment appeared on Manikanta's face. "You call this moving on? You moved on. The people who benefited from this moved on. But the person who suffered because of it is still carrying the burden. Just because you cannot see someone's pain doesn't mean it disappeared. As per your plan, she is still suffering." A long silence followed. Then Manikanta spoke firmly. "Listen carefully. I am not here to request you. I am not here to argue with you. I am standing here because I possess information that can put you in serious trouble. You have only two choices. Either you walk into HR and confess everything, or face the legal consequences. The choice is entirely yours." The meeting room was filled with HR representatives, managers, Siddharth, Samir, Manikanta, and a few senior employees. Manikanta had requested this meeting, claiming that an injustice had been done to Vaishnavi and that he had information regarding the incident. Everyone waited for Siddharth to speak. To Manikanta's surprise, Siddharth stood up and said, "I don't know why Manikanta is dragging this issue again. Nobody forced me to do anything. Nobody manipulated me. Whatever happened was true. In fact, for the last few days, Manikanta has been forcing me to speak against certain people." The room fell silent. Samir immediately supported him. "Exactly. We have already investigated this matter long ago. I don't understand why the same issue is being reopened." One by one, people started questioning Manikanta. The HR manager looked irritated. "Mr. Manikanta, this is a very serious allegation. You requested this meeting. You claimed that you had evidence. Now the person whom you are referring to is denying everything." Another manager added, "And this is not the first time. We have already spent considerable time on this issue." The HR manager nodded. "Frankly speaking, we are now considering disciplinary action against you for making unsubstantiated allegations and wasting organizational time." Manikanta remained silent. Samir leaned towards Mani and whispered softly, "Relax. The moment you threatened Siddharth, he called me and I shifted that girl. She is nowhere to be found now. Now you have nothing." A faint smile appeared on Samir's face. "I told you. I am always 3 steps ahead." Meanwhile, the HR manager continued. Mr. Manikanta, before we proceed further, do you have anything to say in your defense? Yes, replied Manikanta calmly. Just one thing. He opened a file and placed 3 photographs on the table. I request everyone to look at these photographs. The HR manager looked annoyed but agreed. Manikanta pointed towards the first photograph. This is a photograph taken during the September 2023 client visit. Then he pointed towards the second one. This is another photograph taken during the September 2024 client visit. Everyone looked carefully. And this, said Manikanta, placing the third photograph in front of them, is the photograph that was used against Vaishnavi. The room remained silent. What exactly are we supposed to see? Asked Samir. Manikanta pointed towards the window visible in the background. Please observe the tree outside. Everyone looked again. The trees in the September 2023 photograph are green. The trees in the September 2024 photograph are also green. Nobody responded. Then Manikanta continued. Now look at the photograph involving Vaishnavi. The HR manager leaned forward. The leaves were dry. Completely dry. Manikanta continued. The allegation was that this photograph was taken in September. If that is true, why are the leaves completely dried out? He pointed towards the other photographs. These photographs were taken during client visits in September. The trees are green. But in this photograph, the same tree appears completely dry. A few people exchanged glances. Manikanta continued. Even more interestingly, another photograph taken around the same period shows the tree flourishing. So tell me, if the incident happened in September, how did the tree suddenly become dry only for this photograph? Nobody answered. The HR manager picked up the photographs again. This time he studied them carefully. After a long pause, he looked at Siddharth. You are right about one thing, Mr. Manikanta. Everyone turned towards him. This photograph definitely contains inconsistencies. He placed the photograph back on the table. What do you have to say about this, Siddharth? Siddharth remained silent. Samir immediately interrupted. This proves nothing. It could be a seasonal variation. It could be lighting. It could be anything. Manikanta turned towards Siddharth. I know what you're thinking. No, I'm not asking you to confess because I threatened you. I'm asking you because whatever happened between us that day was recorded. The room became silent again. Siddharth slowly looked up. Manikanta continued. You may hide the girl. You may move people from one place to another, but you cannot erase every trace. If required, I can submit those recordings as well. Then he looked directly at Siddharth. If you continue lying today, this issue will no longer remain an HR matter. It will become a legal matter. And then many more questions will be asked. Siddharth lowered his head. For several seconds, nobody spoke. Then finally, he stood up. Sir. The HR manager looked at him. I want to tell the truth. Samir's expression changed immediately. Siddharth. But Siddharth continued. No, I have lied enough. What Manikanta is saying is true. The photograph was fake. The allegation against Vaishnavi was planned, and I was part of it. The room fell completely silent. I am here to confess something. The entire room turned towards Siddharth. For the first time since the meeting had started, his voice carried no hesitation. This photograph is fake. A wave of silence spread across the room, and Samir is the one who morphed it. Samir immediately stood up. Siddharth, what nonsense are you talking about? But Siddharth ignored him. The HR manager looked at him carefully. Continue. Siddharth nodded. There is something else you should know. Please call Latashri as well. A few minutes later, Latashri entered the meeting room. The HR manager placed the photograph before her. Latashri, before escalating such a serious allegation, didn't you verify even these basic details? Latashri lowered her head. Before she could answer, Siddharth spoke. Why would she verify it? Because this wasn't an accident. This was part of the plan. Everyone looked at him. Latashri immediately shook her head. No, that's not true. But Siddharth continued. The main person behind all this is Samir. Samir's face darkened. Siddharth, be careful about what you're saying. You wanted the truth, Siddharth replied. Now you will hear it. He looked towards the HR team. Samir worked hard for his promotion. Nobody denies that. But during an audit, Vaishnavi identified certain irregularities. Because of those findings, his promotion was stopped. Not only that, he was later demoted. The HR managers exchanged glances. From that day onwards, Samir held a grudge against Vaishnavi. He was looking for an opportunity. He was looking for a weakness. And unfortunately, he found me. Siddharth lowered his head. I was involved in activities that could have put me in trouble. Samir discovered them. He blackmailed me. He told me that if I didn't cooperate, he would expose everything. The room was silent. So I obeyed him. I started giving him updates about Vaishnavi. Whatever he wanted to know, I told him. Whatever he asked me to do, I did. Then he looked at Ladasri. And he wasn't working alone. Lada Sri's hands began trembling. Siddharth continued. The worst thing I did was access Vaishnavi's matrimonial account. Several people in the room looked shocked. I obtained her password. I removed the photographs of Ladasri's daughter, and I replaced them with Vaishnavi's photographs. The HR manager looked stunned. What? Yes. Siddharth lowered his head. There was one more plan. The 35-year-old man whom Vaishnavi believed was interested in Lavanya, he wasn't a genuine alliance either. Samir arranged him only to make Vaishnavi believe that everything was going well. But the person we actually sent to Ladashri's house was around 60. We wanted Ladashri to believe that Vaishnavi had deliberately chosen an old man for Lavanya. That incident destroyed the trust between them. Samir kept saying that once Vaishnavi lost her aunt and Lavanya's support, she would be completely alone. He said that without her family's backing, bringing her down would become much easier. It was his plan. I just did what he told me to do. Ladasri slowly closed her eyes. The guilt on her face was obvious. Siddharth continued. Then he pointed towards the photograph. And regarding this image, the woman in the photograph is not Vaishnavi. The room froze. What? Asked the HR manager. She only resembles Vaishnavi. That resemblance was enough. After that, the image was edited and circulated. Then Siddharth looked at Manikanta. The only reason we got caught is because of a mistake. No matter how intelligent a person thinks he is, he makes a mistake somewhere. He pointed towards the photograph. While creating this image, Samir used an old background photograph. He didn't notice the seasonal difference. He thought nobody would pay attention. But Manikanta did. Silence. Complete silence. The HR manager slowly turned towards Samir. What do you have to say? Samir opened his mouth. No words came out. Then the HR manager turned towards Ladashri. And you? Ladashri lowered her gaze. She looked terrified. The HR manager's voice became stern. Do you understand the seriousness of this? This is not office politics. This is not workplace gossip. This is a conspiracy. A person's reputation was destroyed. A career was damaged. A false narrative was created and allowed to spread. The room remained silent. We are escalating this matter for disciplinary review immediately. At that moment, Vaishnavi stood up. Madam. Her voice trembled. Everyone looked at her. Please. The HR manager paused. Please don't take any legal action against my aunt. Whatever happened, she is still like a mother to me. Please forgive her. The room became quiet again. I appreciate your compassion, Vaishnavi. It's rare to see someone show mercy after everything you've been through. She paused. However, this matter is no longer a personal dispute. It concerns workplace ethics, safety, and dignity of every employee. If we ignore such misconduct today, we send the wrong message to everyone else. She looked towards Ladashri. The organization will proceed according to its disciplinary policy. The HR manager then turned towards Samir and Siddharth. After reviewing the facts presented today, the organization has decided to terminate Ladashri, Samir, and Siddharth. Neither of them responded. Then she looked at Vaishnavi. Vaishnavi, the organization owes you an apology. What happened to you should never have happened. We failed to identify the truth. We failed to protect an employee from a coordinated attack. We are sincerely sorry." Vaishnavi remained silent. The HR manager continued. "Your previous promotion decision will be restored. You will be appointed as manager." A few people in the room nodded in approval. Then she turned towards Manikanta. "And Mr. Manikanta, your determination to pursue the truth despite opposition deserves appreciation. Had you stopped midway, this would never have come to light." Manikanta simply nodded. The meeting room was silent. But for the first time in months, the truth had finally been spoken aloud. That morning, before leaving for office, Manikanta had called Krishna Prasad. "Uncle, I think everything will become clear today." From that moment, Krishna Prasad couldn't sit peacefully at home. The entire day, one question kept troubling him. Would his daughter finally get justice? By evening, unable to wait any longer, he drove to the park opposite the office campus. He stood there, watching employees leave one after another. A few minutes later, Vaishnavi walked out. The moment she saw her father, she stopped. Then, without thinking for another second, she ran towards him. "Father." She threw her arms around him and burst into tears. Krishna Prasad was taken aback. "Vaishnavi, what happened?" She tried to answer. The words wouldn't come. For months, she had buried every insult, every accusation, and every sleepless night inside her. Now, she couldn't hold anything back. After a few moments, she looked up. "Father, my promotion has been restored." Krishna Prasad looked at her without saying a word. Manikanta proved I was innocent. Her voice broke. "Father, no one can call me a characterless woman anymore." She broke down once again. Krishna Prasad gently held her shoulders. "That's enough. You don't have to prove yourself anymore. I have always known who my daughter is." Lata Shri slowly walked towards Vaishnavi. "Vaishnavi, I'm very sorry. I truly believed you had done all that to hurt me and Lavanya. I never imagined I was being manipulated by Samir and Siddharth. I should have spoken to you before believing anyone else. Please forgive me, if you can." Krishna Prasad looked at Lata Shri. "So you believed everything you heard? Not once did you think of asking Vaishnavi what had really happened. A single phone call could have answered everything. Instead, you decided to punish her. If she had hurt you, there were countless ways to express your anger. You could have walked away from her. You could have ended the relationship. I would have accepted that. But you chose something far worse. A fake photograph. One lie after another. Everything was planned to destroy a woman's dignity. You know exactly what that means. You are a woman. I don't believe those incidents made you hate my daughter. They only gave you an opportunity. The resentment was already there." He continued. "Do you know what hurts me the most? I knew your nature. I warned Vaishnavi many times. She never listened. She kept saying, Auntie would never think that way. She trusted you until the very end. And you used that trust against her." He looked at Lata Shri without taking his eyes off her. "Samir and Siddharth are outsiders. I expect nothing from them. But you are my own sister. That is why your actions hurt far more." He paused for a moment. "Whatever you are going through today, your daughter's marriage, lack of male support, every burden you carry, those are the consequences of the choices you have made. My daughter does not have to pay that price. Neither does my family. From this moment, your problems are yours. They are no longer ours. And one more thing. The house you're living in belongs to me. I gave it to you because you are my sister. Today, I no longer see the same person standing before me. Please vacate the house. I don't want my daughter living anywhere near a person who could go to this extent to destroy her. Our relationship ends here." Vaishnavi gently held her father's arm. "Father, please." Krishna Prasad slowly looked at her. His expression softened. "You are still innocent, Vaishnavi. You trust people too easily. And that innocence is exactly what people take advantage of." Lavanya slowly walked towards Vaishnavi. She couldn't lift her head. "I'm sorry. I never imagined my own mother could do something like this. I feel ashamed. Ashamed that I was born to such a wretched woman." Her voice broke. "I don't deserve to call myself your friend. I don't even deserve to call myself her daughter." She stepped back. I don't know how to face you anymore. Vaishnavi walked up to her and gently held her hand. Lavanya, please don't punish yourself for someone else's mistake. And don't hate your mother. Lavanya looked at her in disbelief. She made terrible mistakes. I won't deny that. But she is still your mother. You know how difficult her life became after Uncle passed away. Raising a child alone isn't easy. She lost her way. But her love for you never disappeared. You are all she has. So don't leave her. Go back home. Stand beside her. She needs you now more than ever. Lavanya broke down. Without another word, Vaishnavi pulled her into a tight embrace. After a few moments, Sporthi slowly came forward. She stopped a few steps away. I don't even know if I have the right to stand before you. But I couldn't leave without saying this. She looked at Vaishnavi. Manikanta told me everything yesterday. I couldn't sleep the whole night. I kept thinking about everything I did. When you needed me the most, I wasn't there. I closed my door on you. I let my mother speak to you the way she did. And I stood there without saying a word. Her eyes filled with tears. I don't know what happened to me. I failed you as a friend. I don't even know if saying sorry means anything after all this. She lowered her head. I'm truly sorry, Vaishnavi. I gathered all my courage just to stand here and say that. Vaishnavi walked up to her. You don't have to explain anything. Sporthi looked at her. If you really want to make it up to me, don't walk away from this friendship. I've already lost enough people. I don't want to lose you too. Other than you and Lavanya, I don't really have anyone. A tear rolled down Sporthi's cheek. I'm not worthy of your forgiveness. Vaishnavi smiled gently. Then don't ask for forgiveness. Just hug me. Sporthi couldn't hold herself back anymore. She hugged Vaishnavi tightly. Vaishnavi stretched out her hand towards Lavanya. Come here. Lavanya stepped closer. Vaishnavi pulled her into the embrace. The three friends stood together for a long time. No one tried to justify the past. No one searched for more words. Being together again was enough. Little distance away, Manikanta smiled to himself. For months, he had watched Vaishnavi carry a burden she never deserved. Today, for the first time, he saw her smile again. Some distances away, Samir and Siddharth silently walked towards the parking area. Neither of them spoke. Before getting into their vehicles, both of them turned once. Their eyes met Manikanta's. There was anger. There was hatred. Manikanta simply looked back, calm, unshaken. Without uttering a single word, unable to hold his gaze any longer, Samir looked away first. A few moments later, both vehicles disappeared through the office gate. The battle had ended. The bitterness had not. Krishna Prasad slowly walked towards Manikanta. Before Manikanta could say anything, Krishna Prasad suddenly hugged him tightly. Manikanta was completely taken by surprise. Uncle, what happened? Krishna Prasad tried to speak, but his voice broke. Tears rolled down his cheeks. I only appeared strong. I had to. If I had broken down in front of my daughter, she would have completely fallen apart. He looked towards Vaishnavi. For months, I watched her lock herself inside her room. I watched her cry silently. I watched her sit for hours without speaking. His voice trembled. Every single day, it was killing me. I am her father, Manikanta. A father is supposed to protect his child. But I couldn't protect my daughter. I couldn't wipe away even one of her tears. I stood there, completely helpless. Manikanta gently held his shoulders. Uncle. Krishna Prasad held both of Manikanta's hands tightly. I don't know how to thank you. You risked your own career. You spent days searching for the truth. You fought for someone who wasn't even related to you. You didn't just restore her promotion. You gave my daughter her life back. Manikanta smiled gently. It's all right, uncle. Everything is over now. He then looked towards Vaishnavi. One last suggestion. Trust people, but don't trust them blindly. Kindness is your greatest strength. Never let it become your greatest weakness. He smiled softly. Today I can say this because I'm your colleague. He looked at her with respect. From tomorrow, you'll be my manager. I may not have the privilege of giving you advice anymore. Krishna Prasad smiled. Vaishnavi wanted to say something, but with her father standing beside her, she simply smiled. Manikanta folded his hands politely. Take care, everyone. He turned around and quietly walked away. The next morning, inside Manikanta's house, Manikanta, his father's voice echoed through the house. Manikanta slowly walked out of his room, rubbing his eyes. His father stood at the entrance of the room with both hands on his waist. He looked inside and let out a deep sigh. I seriously don't understand you. 28 years old. And your room still looks exactly the same as it did when you were 8. Manikanta scratched the back of his head. His father continued. Look at this. Dumbbells in one corner. Your socks on the bed. Yesterday's shirt hanging on the chair. Your laptop on the floor. And somehow, you've managed to sleep right in the middle of all this. He shook his head dramatically. I've never seen anyone sleep peacefully on a bed covered with clothes. One day, you'll probably lose yourself inside this room. Manikanta smiled sheepishly. I was just about to clean it, father. His father immediately raised an eyebrow. That's exactly what you said yesterday. And the day before yesterday. And last week. I don't know what kind of wife is going to tolerate you. Whoever she is. I should pray for her from today itself. Manikanta laughed. I'll clean it now. Just then. Knock. Knock. His father walked towards the door and opened it. Standing outside was Krishna Prasad. A warm smile spread across his face. Please come in, Mr. Krishna Prasad. What a pleasant surprise. Krishna Prasad stepped inside. As they exchanged greetings, his eyes fell on Manikanta. There he was, standing quietly with folded hands like a schoolboy being scolded by his father. A smile appeared on Krishna Prasad's face. So, it seems you are scolding my Manikanta. Manikanta's father smiled. I have no other option. If I don't scold him, this room will become a historical monument. Everyone laughed. Krishna Prasad walked towards Manikanta. Without saying another word, he gently placed one arm around his shoulder and pulled him affectionately towards himself. Then he looked at Manikanta's father. Please don't scold him. He isn't just your son anymore. He has become a part of our family too. For a brief moment, Manikanta's father simply stared at both of them. Then he looked at his son, then back at Krishna Prasad. A mischievous smile slowly appeared on his face. So the fan club is growing. He pretended to count on his fingers. First, a police officer appreciated you. Now Mr. Krishna Prasad. At this rate, I'll have to book an appointment if I want to scold my own son. Everyone burst into laughter. Manikanta looked at his father helplessly. Father. His father chuckled. I'm only joking. Then Krishna Prasad smiled and said, actually, my daughter wanted to speak with him. He turned towards Manikanta. Would you mind stepping outside for a few minutes? Manikanta looked surprised. Me? Krishna Prasad nodded. Yes, she's waiting outside. Manikanta's eyes widened. He immediately began thinking to himself, oh no, what happened now? Did I say something wrong yesterday? Am I going to get another lecture from manager madam? Krishna Prasad smiled after noticing the expression on his face. Don't worry, I don't think she's going to scold you. Manikanta smiled nervously and walked towards the front gate. Outside, Vaishnavi was standing near the gate with her arms folded. The moment she saw him, she continued looking at him without saying a word. Manikanta smiled cautiously. Good morning, manager madam. She raised an eyebrow. What exactly did you mean the other day? He blinked. Which day? Which part? She immediately imitated him. I won't trouble you again. Be happy. Then she looked straight into his eyes. Who told you that your presence troubles me? Manikanta remained silent. She continued. Did I ever say that? He slowly shook his head. No. Then why do you keep deciding everything on your own? A small smile appeared on his face. I thought. She interrupted him immediately. No. You thought. You assumed. And you concluded. I didn't say any of it. For a few moments, neither of them spoke. Then Vaishnavi's expression softened. She smiled. From today onwards, we are friends. She paused, then shook her head. No, best friends. She stretched out her hand. Manikanta looked at her for a moment, then smiled and shook it. "Is that an official order from my manager?" She laughed. "No, it's a warning. If you ever again say things like, 'I won't trouble you again,' I'll show you my dangerous side." Manikanta laughed wholeheartedly. "I'll remember that, manager madam." From a distance, Krishna Prasad and Manikanta's father quietly watched them. The two fathers exchanged a smile. Neither of them said a word. They didn't have to. Watching the two youngsters laugh together after everything they had endured was enough. Some bonds are not created in moments of happiness. They are forged during life's most difficult times. That morning, neither of them realized it, but a beautiful friendship had just begun. And over time, that friendship quietly blossomed into love. Years later, they became husband and wife. But long before that, they had already become each other's greatest source of strength. The end. Yours, Thriller, Chandra.